Hey, what's going on, guys? Xbox All In channel, host Sega Forever here. First and foremost, man, I just want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. I know a lot of you guys right at this moment are probably eating eating your Thanksgiving lunch slash dinner, and which is going to probably yield, well, given the current economic situation, hopefully it yields days and days of leftovers. It's probably one of my most favorite thing about Thanksgiving, aside from the meal that you get on Thanksgiving Day. It's actually the leftovers. My family kind of specializes in leftovers. It's kind of like uh, growing up the way that I grew up, man. It's kind of par for the course. Dude. Leftovers was a big thing, and we've kind of elevated it to an art form. One of my favorite leftovers after Thanksgiving is I get up early on Friday morning. I don't do Black Friday anymore. I haven't done it in a long time. Plus, you don't really need to at this level, man. I've stepped up my shopping game for the holidays. And on top of the fact that I never grew up celebrating Christmas in that way, you guys know I'm a Christian, dude. So for me as a Christian, growing up to celebrate the birth of Jesus, specifically I'm a Baptist, and it was funny, man, because some people when they heard about that, they thought that was just the way my parents or my grandmother actually raised me. That was their way of not having to buy me gifts, and I'm like, nah, dude, they were hardcore about that stuff. So, um, and again, man, I get up early Friday, and the first thing I fix is I just get some rice. I get the leftover ham, which my mom always makes leftover ham, and it's awesome. My grandmother's ham was delicious as well. And then I just make 3 eggs over easy, have my rice, put the ham on top with the eggs all over it, put some ketchup on top, and that's the first meal of the day on Friday when it comes to leftover. Also, I love the leftover. My mom makes like this turkey ham type of. I don't know. They just make this soup that's kind of leftover pieces, but normally they put the ham inside of it. If I'm lucky, they actually have some ham hock on the side. Look, dude, I'm just gonna be. I've literally starved myself. I had one meal yesterday because I know how it's gonna be for Thanksgiving. At least on my end, dude. I'm older now. I can't rock out with the food that I used to, man. So I gotta pick and choose my battles when it comes to Thanksgiving. But I know today I'm actually gonna go to my parents' house. Looking forward to it, man. I know. Look, dude, I've been talking about politics on this channel. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are gonna deal with that as well. Going to see your family, right? There's probably gonna be some politics involved. Hey, what's up, Daniel? Yeah, brother. Happy Thanksgiving, man. Who is anybody playing today? Do you know who's playing today? Is there supposed to be somebody playing? I know usually it's the Lions, right? They're one of the teams. I thought it was going to be the Steelers and the Chiefs, but I got it mixed up. They're actually going to play on Netflix on Christmas. I thought they were doing it on Thanksgiving. So I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Lions and somebody. Um, and they'll probably be watching at my dad's house. As you guys know, I don't have cable, so I can't really watch sports. This is why it's so hard for me to do the all-in sports stuff that I've been wanting to do. Right? I was debating whether to do cable again, but it's just too expensive, guys. It's just not worth it for me, man, because I just don't watch cable television. A lot of the stuff I watch is on YouTube now. I stream a lot of stuff on my social media accounts, and then of course I have Netflix. So I'm actually happy, Daniel, about Netflix actually bringing more sports over. Like I know a lot of people. Um, well, it's kind of from what I see, it was kind of 50-50 with the Tyson Paul fight. A lot of people now, they didn't like that actual fight. For me, I understand what they're saying. It wasn't the best fight, or people think that it was fixed. I mean, but I thought the undercard was awesome. Anything to kind of get sports onto Netflix, so that'll be my avenue. Like next year the WWE is going to be on there, so I can watch those. Because I'm just, look, given and then the economy as well, dude. Because I have to, like everybody else, I have to kind of pick and choose what I pay for now, dude. Because I got to pay bills. I got to pay bills. My kids are in college, so I can't be going around. I don't want to subscribe to a million different things. Like Paramount, I absolutely love Paramount. Um, King of Tulsa is back online, but I don't want to pay for another subscription service because the thing about it is with the subscription services, right? You tend to forget about them, and by the time you look at it, I just don't use it on that level that I feel I'm getting my money's worth. And then I already pay for Netflix and I pay for Game Pass, and I pay for two accounts on Game Pass. I pay for both me and my daughter, which I'm fine with because I love the service, so I try and support Microsoft and Game Pass as much as possible. Even though we'll get into a little bit of stuff about man, we're gonna have to talk about that, as you can tell by the title. I'm gonna rant a little bit. Maybe some of the guys will jump in. I'm not sure, man. I mean, it's Thanksgiving today. I'm doing this as a one-off. Got up early this morning, man. The gym was open, so I got my workout in. I've been trying to go back to the gym. If you guys didn't know, I jacked up my leg, and I've been just not doing anything, dude, just because of the way my leg is. Dude, when you guys get old and you guys get an injury, and it was a pretty bad one. It takes a long time to recover, man. So I've not been active at all, and I can feel it, dude. Just not going to the gym, and I don't go there to be body beautiful. I'm not trying to win the Mr. Olympia, but there's only certain things I can do, and then that becomes even more limited, right, because of the physical condition of my leg. But I started slowly to go back, man. I was happy that the gym was open today. They're only open to 2 o'clock. And I think that's smart, man, because there's some people in there, man, throwing up some weight and getting some cardio in. Because dude, it's Thanksgiving, man. You know what's going to go on, dude. I literally fasted myself, not hardcore, man. Maybe did like a 8-8 split, just so that I know my stomach will be ready, dude. When I go to my parents' house, dude, I don't want to. My family's the typical Polynesian family. When you show up, you got to eat, man. If you don't eat, they think something's wrong with you. I had lost some weight a couple years ago just because I was sick. And my dad was like, they just worry about you. My mom worries about you. And their answer to everything, like all other families, Polynesian families, is like they just try and feed you. You know what I'm saying? So I learned from that. And even years ago, I knew, right? And I can't, like I said, I can't eat like I used to. So when I go to Thanksgiving, dude, I prepare. I prepare about a month out. Hey, what's up, T? Happy Thanksgiving, man. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, brother. I saw your montage video, man. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I saw you posted it. I'll check it out for your Call of Duty. And it's kind of cool, man. They're cool to put that 2x. Everything Activision's doing when it comes to COD, dude, they're just hitting it out of the park. I think one of the most wonderful things that they're doing is that they're putting it's going to be 2xp weekend, right? And 2xp is going to be on for experience as well as on your weapons. So I highly recommend, man, you guys get some Call of Duty time in there. Dude, spend time with your family, man. Don't get just let me pulse myself, dude. I'm an adult, right? I'm an older guy, so I can do this, right? When everybody's doing their own thing, I'll just slide in and play a couple hours of COD. But it's definitely the time to do it, man. Especially, and I recommend that you guys pick weapons that you don't normally use because you wanna upgrade, upgrade the ones that you have, especially at this time. And hey, T, let me know, dude. Can you put XP on top of the 2 XP that you're earning? When you play a game, you're gonna get 2 XP. But can you also use the 2 XP badges to like 4 XP? I'm not sure about that. I might try it out today. Hey, what's up, Unlimited? Yeah, man. Happy Thanksgiving, brother. Hey, you're more than welcome to come in, but I know it's 7 a.m. where I'm at right now. And so for a lot of you guys, I know you're in Houston, brother. And T is probably it's probably like way in the afternoon where T is. I know you guys are probably eating Thanksgiving lunch / dinner. So, but if you want to come in, man, I was hoping Hebot could come in. I sent him a link already. We'll see if he pops up. Yeah, dude, no problem. Oh, you can? Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing. Because I'm really trying to prestige up, and I really want to get some of these guns up. And I was surprised, man. You can actually get achievements. You actually get achievements for on COD now. I've never noticed them before, and I was kind of out of the loop, man. Not as hardcore, but I'm telling you, man, Black Ops 6 has sucked me back in, dude. Black Ops 6 is awesome. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is awesome. If you guys love Call of Duty, that's what I'm gonna do to you. Some of those badges last an hour. Use those. Yeah, I am. I was just debating whether to do it. I'm glad you popped in. I knew you would know. So so that's what I'm gonna do, man. So I can level up faster. Then I found myself playing zombies a lot, dude. And you level up on zombies too. Now I know you have to kind of not die. So I die so I don't get as much things, but I mean my weapons have been leveling up. Because to be honest with you, man, I'll level up faster in zombies using the weapons. Because I don't, you played with me on COD, man, dude. Look, I'm old. Dude, I'm not as good in COD as I used to be. And even back in the day, I was barely above 50%. Dude, there's just people you play with, man. I know that all the cheating controversy aside, man, but there's just people that are that good on the game. And a lot of people are coming back too. That's another thing, right? So like I'll be playing COD like for this whole XP weekend, but last night I was playing, dude. I was getting absolutely smoked, dude. I was getting smoked on that game, dude. There was people that was just running circles around me. Now, granted, I just prestige, so I don't have all my full kits. But I'm saying, even if I'll just be honest, dude, even with my full kits, I'll probably be having a hard time. I'm almost prestige 4 on Xbox and third on. Wow, dude, nice, nice. Oh, on PlayStation, you playing on PlayStation or PC? You can say, bro. You don't have to say other. I'm almost prestige 4 on Xbox and third on the other. Yeah, dude, that's hardcore, man. I can't do that. Number one, I can't do that. There's nothing about. I mean, there's time and I have other stuff, and then I've been busy, but like I've been prepping all the stuff for Thank God I don't have to cook. My mom just told me to bring some butter rolls and told me to bring dessert. So I just went to the bakery, grabbed that stuff. I grabbed it the other day, dude. And then my mom was telling me yesterday because I dropped all the food off, and then she told me yesterday, "Hey, can you drop by and grab some?" And I should have thought of this, man. The bakery I go to makes these. They have a certain dessert that they make there that everybody on this island loves. Cocoa Puffs. They call it Cocoa Puffs. And I don't know why I didn't think about buying some. Right. So this morning I got up, went to the gym. Like I got up at 3, bro. I was at the gym by 4 o'clock. Finished by 5:30. Then I went to the bakery where I figured, well, I'll just go in because they usually open at 6 in the morning. Dude, there was a line. There was a line already at the bakery that went all the way down the sidewalk, dude. I was like, nope, missed that, dude. I guess we won't have Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, I'm not gonna wait in that line. I refuse. That's the one thing I won't do anymore, man. I will not stand in lines. Yeah, my time is too precious, dude. I just won't do it. I got a gold camo already. I want more. Yeah, I have one for my what is that gun? And I know it's basically not AR, but man, dude, I can't think. But it's the first gun you get, man. The assault rifle you get. So I already got that. I already got the gold camo on that bad boy because I use it so much. PlayStation is the third. Oh yeah, I figured, dude. I know you play it, dude. You can say it, dude. I'm cool. Play what you want, man. RANT is the true goal. I want to reach goal by Christmas. I'm silver RANT. Yeah, dude. Hopefully I'll make that next year sometime. I ain't no way gonna get to that part. Mine's a teddy bear SMG. Is that the skin? Dude, that's the one thing about COD, man. Some people think COD is still that same COD. It's not, dude. They've. I'm not saying they went Fortnite, but you know what I mean. They got a lot of stuff. The only thing I don't like a lot of the skins for COD. I don't know. I think it's because the art direction that they take with the game, right? They want to make it more gritty, a little bit more serious, and even the story's a bit like that, which I love. That's what I love about COD. But when they try and put these skins on, there's very few skins that I've seen that I like, which is unfortunate, man. I have no problems with buying skins, and like you said right here, variants. It's the other variant I unlocked. Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. Like some of the skins on the guns, but as far as the players, man, I've been trying to look at stuff that I want to buy. There's really nothing that I've seen. The only thing I've seen was the one girl. Can't think of her name, man, but she's the Asian looking chick, and so I like her character look, and then she has alternate looks that I like. And then the other girl, which is the other girl with the ponytail. Since I said I would, the white chick or European or whatever she is. Yeah, I like her look, so I use her mostly as my sniper. Or anytime I use a rifle, right, I'll use her. Hey, Vontae, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Man, hope you're having a good Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm just opening the show, seeing if some of the guys will jump in. If not, then we'll roll with this. But I do want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for being here, Vontae. I am going to open up the show with something that I do every year. Again, bear with me, guys. But we're going to open this bad boy up. Let me go. Let me prep this, man. Let me do this the right way. Let me prep this. In fact, I haven't even opened. Yeah, here we go. Let me share.
It's a helicopter, and it's coming this way. It's flying something behind it. I can't quite make it out. It's a large banner, and it says, Happy Thanksgiving from W K R P. What a sight, ladies and gentlemen. What a sight. The copter seems to be circling the parking area now. I guess it's looking for a place to land. No, something just came out of the back of the helicopter. It's a dark object. Perhaps a skydiver plummeting to the earth from only 2,000 feet into the air. Seconds to the third. There's no parachutes yet. Can't be skydivers. I can't tell just yet what they are. Oh my God, they're turkeys! Oh, they're crashing to the earth right in front of our eyes! One just went to the windshield of a parked car! The cars running around pushing each other? Oh my goodness! Oh, the humanity! People are running about. The turkeys are hitting the ground like sacks of wet cement. I don't know how much longer the crowd is running for their lives. I think I'm going to step inside. I can't stay out here and watch this anymore. No, I can't go in there. Children are searching for their mothers, and not since the Hindenburg tragedy has there been anything like this. I don't know how much longer I can hold my position here, Johnny. The crowd.
Les, are you there? Les isn't there. Thanks for that on-the-spot report, Les. For those of you who just tuned in, the Pinedale shopping mall has just been bombed with live turkey. Film at 11.
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
Sorry, guys. I just wanted to share that, and that's something that me and my kids watch like every year, every Thanksgiving, dude. We make it a point to watch that episode because I know it's WKRP in Cincinnati, dude. It's a show I watched when I was younger. Yeah, definitely showing my age, but yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Christmas right around the corner, dude. They're already playing the Christmas music. I know a lot of people get mad at me because I love Christmas music, so I have no problem with that myself. Hold on, let me kill this real quick. Yeah, there we go. I want to make sure that this thing doesn't play while I'm trying to do the show. But yeah, dude, I absolutely love that. Dude. It's probably one of my. But again, I just play that just to wish you guys. Oops, sorry guys. Hold on one second. Just to wish you guys again a happy Thanksgiving, man. Enjoy, man. Enjoy your family. I know for some of us it's going to be a little rough, man, because of all the politics and stuff that's involved. I see a lot of people talking about it already. Well, we're going to get into a little bit of that right now, especially when it comes to Avowed. Sorry. I mean, it's something to me that I'm like, yeah, that's something that they really gotta think about, and especially when it comes to Microsoft and Xbox and what they want to accomplish, all the plans they have of being, inclusive. They want everybody to play everywhere, anybody, anywhere that they want to play. Well, they're kind of sending mixed messages when it comes to Avowed, and again, we'll get into that real quickly. But yeah, just enjoy your Thanksgiving, man. Enjoy your family. Have a good time, right? As much as possible. Like I said, I already saw my family, dude. They're not, there's going to be political discussion and stuff like that. But then I realized something about my family, dude. My family is such that, dude, you gotta have a thick skin if you want to be around my family. Dude. Very opinionated. They have their ideas. I mean, we don't all agree on stuff. And because the way my family is, we're just so close knit, dude. It's just the way it is. And so, anyway, it'll be interesting, and it'll be fun, right? But again, just remember what the holiday is about, and enjoy yourselves. Okay, so T says, yeah, the montages shows a 4.0 KD. LOL. Oh, nice, dude, nice. Your kill death ratio, man, mine is super low. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. I just take it anywhere I can get it. If I'm being honest. And I'm just having fun, dude. I don't really care. The only time is when you do feel like, look, there's times you can tell when people are gaming the system, when you're playing with it, dude. They don't hide it like they used to back in the day. And so what I do, man, is I just drop on that, dude. This is not fun, right? It's just not fun to do that. Now, on the flip side of that, dude, when it's somebody that's actually using skill to do that, dude, then I'm all in. Dude, I'm definitely all for that, dude. Because it again, I don't care how many times I die, dude. It's just, dude, if I'm going up and up and I lose to you because of skill, I'm totally 100% cool with that. And that's again one of the things, man, I'll say about um, playing this Black Ops 6, dude, it just reminds me of a time when it was all about the gameplay and it was all about just having fun. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm really impressed, again, with the modes that are in there, the gameplay itself, the multiplayer is solid, and just the way that Activision is releasing things to keep the game. I don't want to use the word relevant. I'm trying to find another word, but just to keep the game going, right? Just giving you a reason to play almost every day. I can't play every single day, right? Honestly, but I try to play as much as possible, and it's constantly on my mind when I think about gaming right now. In fact, that's kind of bad because there's other games I should be playing, man. There's games that I actually picked up a couple games I never got to play just because it's leaving this service. And that's the one thing about me that I say all the time when it comes to my gaming, dude. I know what I like, I know what I don't like. Um, so I have no problem. Sorry, guys, just real quick. I mean, I know what I like, I know what I don't like, right? And so if it's in Game Pass and I know that I'll like it, I'll give it a chance still. I mean, I'll still play it. But for some of these games, I just went ahead and bought it from the jump because I can tell, man. I know enough about the developers. That's what I've been doing now. That's why I like my gaming situation now, dude. I look more than beyond. I look beyond what I'm going back old school, dude. This is what I used to do when I was younger. Right, because especially back then, dude, you don't. I mean, I didn't have any money to buy video games, so I had to be really careful what I bought. A lot of times, you just borrow games from people. Right, it's so that's why it's amazing. Game Pass is amazing to me because if I had Game Pass when I was younger, it would have saved me a lot of time and money. Right, just for the simple fact of how it is, how it operates. T says, I got Shadow of Mordor from 2014 for just $5 on PlayStation. Yeah, dude, that game is old, man. And I think it's unfortunate, man, because I think they expected more from it than what it got. Dude, I have the game. I played it a little bit, but and I'm not saying it's bad. I just didn't go back because they just have so many games to play, dude. But yeah, I don't know if you beat it, but yeah, definitely enjoy it. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can pull this. Let me prep some of this stuff, guys. Again, and then I'll. How long have I been going? It's been what? There's no counter on this. Hold on, I'm just looking for something really quickly. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Faded? Welcome, dude. Just a real quick show. Gonna do a little bit of ranting. I know that's ironic since I'm talking about Thanksgiving. But no, I just look, dude. You know how I am on this channel. We did a podcast yesterday. Unlimited Production was nice enough to drop in, and then even Sega Man, dude. Sega Man dropped in as well. And I didn't have a time. The podcast could have went a little longer because, um, look, dude, we all have opinions and stuff like that. That's why my podcast runs so long because I want everybody to have a chance to talk. I have no problem with that. But I had to go, right? Like one of that was, like I said, I had to go to my family's house to drop off stuff. And that's one of the things that I did. Because what I try to do, man, every Thanksgiving is I try to make it as less complicated as possible, right? I don't like the long lines. You got to deal with the people. Even the night that I went to pick up the stuff, there were people already picking up, just like me. It wasn't as crowded, but I mean, there's so many. This place I go to, man, they get inundated with so many orders that they were having issues with people's stuff, and that's not really. Some of it's the bakery. Sometimes but some of it's also the customers, right? They order the wrong thing or they forget the receipts. It doesn't also help that a couple places that normally do Thanksgiving, um, like desserts or meals, full on meals. A lot of those places aren't doing them this year. Some of these places have closed. One of the most famous places where you can get pumpkin and custard pie. People like to go get their pies from this place. That's in Chinatown here, and they're not going to open this year for Thanksgiving because number one, they said it's too expensive, the ingredients and stuff like that. And number two, they couldn't find enough help. Because when I'm talking, this place gets slammed, dude. It gets swamped, like really bad. Every Thanksgiving, dude. The line on that place is ridiculous. Dude, I don't even attempt to go. Like I won't even touch it, dude. As good as their pies are, man. Like, and I've had the pies just because I've had like family go and wait in that line, get the pies, and then bring it to Thanksgiving dinner and our little lunch. What do we? Usually we have it at like 1, 2 o'clock. The food's already. But dude, they'll go and they'll wait in that line, dude. So it's crazy. It's crazy, and I won't do that. So that's the only way I got to taste it, and those pies are awesome. They're probably the best pies, if I'm being honest, on the island. I mean, look, dude. I mean, it's custard and pumpkin. I'm not going to turn away any type of custard and pumpkin, but some are definitely better than others, and for me, that's top tier, especially on this island. Just being honest. Let's see. Yeah, T said I already beat a second one on Xbox back in the day. Great story. Yeah, dude. Again, that's what gaming is all about, dude. Play what you like, play what you enjoy. I don't think a lot of people. It looks like a lot of people won't be playing Avowed. Yeah, I guess we can get into the topics, man. If anybody jumps in, that's fine. And then please comment in the chat. I know a lot of times when I try and do the chat, but if people come in and you let them talk, and we kind of lose sight of the chat. Also, I wanted to thank everybody that joined the chat yesterday, man. There's quite a few people. Sorry I had to end abruptly. Again, I had to leave. But yeah, if you have commentary and you happen to be listening, please let me know. Especially when it comes to what's going on with Evolve. I mean, that thing is snowballing. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. I mean, look, dude, I'm just being honest, man. The hype on that game was real, or is real, dude. A lot of people got early access to the game, and overall, dude, it was resounding high marks for the game, which doesn't surprise me, man, because it is Obsidian, dude. Obsidian knows what they're doing when it comes to the games that they create. They have a certain pedigree. They have a certain panache. You know, when they do the things that they do, it makes them who they are. They've created some of the best games in the industry. A lot of the games that they make, I like, dude. But again, right? It only took like what was positive news for about 2 weeks, and then because of everything that's going on politically, which again, I told you guys this yesterday, man. This is why I don't like politics and pop culture. I wish people would just leave it out completely on both sides, right? On both ends. I'll definitely try it when it's on Game Pass. I also can't wait for AC Shadows in February. Yeah, now I know AC Shadows you're gonna have to pay for, but yeah, that's one of the things that's fortunately for a lot of people who have a wait and see attitude, and they're on Xbox and they have Game Pass, they can at least try it that way before they decide to buy it. Because contrary to popular belief, man, there's a lot of people that buy games. I've heard a lot of people talk about the numbers and stuff like that. Again, Microsoft does not release this information to people, right? And they seem pretty happy about it, dude. I'll take Sarah Bond at her word. You know that people actually do both. I know, and I'll speak for myself. I do that. If I like a game a lot, dude, I'm a gamer, dude. I'll buy the game, right? And a lot of times when you're playing Game Pass, you're not going to finish a lot of these games. Like that's why a lot of us have these ridiculous backlogs, dude. That's just the reality of it. Hold on. Let me see. I already pre-ordered AC Shadows before it was delayed, so I have it waiting in my library. Yeah, I know, and I know a couple of people are waiting to play the game. Some people aren't getting caught up in all of the stuff that's revolving around AC, and that's not for me to say that it's not something to take lightly. But what I am saying, sometimes people just want to play their games, and that's the majority of people with a lot of different stuff. Like, you guys know how I'm a big Marvel fan, but I don't like what Marvel is doing. But there's a lot of people that just go, not a lot now, but there's people that'll just go watch the movies. They're not too dialed into all the woke stuff, or they're not dialed into it. They just want to go and watch a movie. That's why I was saying yesterday. For me, it's more about if the economy was better, I would actually judge it more on that because people actually have the money and um, they're not actually buying the stuff, right? That's where you can gauge it as a one for one, in my opinion, because I know that's a big factor with a lot of this stuff. I'm not saying that some of these people aren't awakening to the woke thing, right? They're becoming awakened, right, to it. I'm not saying that. And then in some instances, maybe when you're a little bit stricter with your money and your budget, then you actually look at what you're buying. Then that can be a catalyst to you. Be like, oh, dude, I never knew they did this. I'm not down for that. I'm not taking anything like that away from it. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that are doing that. That's just my own personal litmus test for this stuff, right? Because some of the guys I'm watching that is talking about this stuff, they tend to be more on the conservative side, like myself. You guys know my politics. I put it again on social media. I'll put my social media down here. I make myself known of what I believe politically, right? Because I want people to know, right? If I'm going to talk about this stuff like the way I'm talking about it, I need you to know what perspective I'm coming from, so that I can also check my own bias because I try and do that, right? And so, what a lot of people, man, that are talking about this, do they lose fact that maybe that's their political leanings, but that's not everybody's political leanings, right? So they have this recognition of things that are happening, things are changing in the country, right? But sometimes, dude, it's not because they believe what you believe. A lot of times, it's because um, they just have their own reasons for doing it. Like I said to one guy today, I was like, "Look, dude, I understand. I agree with you what you're saying, but at the end of the day, most people just want cheap gas, be able to buy cheap, be able to afford their groceries and pay for cheap gas. At the bottom line, it's in the pocketbook. So again, that's why I bring that up. Like if the economy was booming and people had the disposable income, and then they decided to not participate in this, that would be a better litmus test for me. And I'm not saying that people are not. They definitely are, which is why we'll get into this in the video, man. Because as you can tell by the title, I'm gonna rant a little bit, right? So happy Thanksgiving. Sorry. Look, at least it's not Christmas that I'm doing this. But it's called the inclusivity. Inclusivity is exclusion, and I did a video about 2, maybe 3 years ago, where I kind of touched on it, dude. I wasn't as politically charged for my channel back then, but I kept up with politics. I've always kept up with politics, like I told you guys before. But this is the first time me kind of wading into it the way that I am, because I think it's important, man, to talk about, to speak truth to power, right? And even back then, man, like I'm pretty sure it was like 2, 3 years ago. But even back then, dude, I was letting people know, look, dude, the problem with trying to be inclusive is that you end up excluding people, right? Yeah, thanks, T. Let me just that's one of the big things, right? It's when you're trying to be inclusive, you end up excluding people because when you're trying to do that, when you're trying to be inclusive, right? You have a specific type of profile, like I hate to use the word agenda, but that's all I can think about right now. You basically it's this thing with it's like the checklist, right? And you're gonna have boxes. Faded. Elon is starting his own gaming studio. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that. Faded. Thanks for bringing that up. We'll talk about that. But when these people talk about inclusivity, man, that's what I think of, dude. It's like they have a sheet of paper and they have a bunch of check boxes and they just go down that list, which is not inclusivity, guys. Inclusivity in and of itself is people including you in things that you normally wouldn't be included in, right? Like we're all gamers here, right? Then you have a lot of people that came in as normies that are into gaming, right? And I don't use gaming as example because gaming in and of itself is kind of look, it's bottom borderline. It's at that level, right? It's not something that affects your everyday um, life. Like it doesn't affect your everyday life, whether it's economy, family, all this kind of stuff, right? It's at that level, right? And the thing to me when I look at it, right, is that a lot of people when they're doing this stuff, right? And I'm using gaming as an example. If you're a normie that comes in, you have people that game regularly, and then normies come in. It actually changes the way gaming is, right? If there's enough of them that come in here, right? That's how I think gaming is still at a lot of levels, right? So when they come in, they have their own ideas on how they like to game at their own levels, right? And they have their own opinions, right? And they start opinionating on a lot of this stuff, opining on some stuff about gaming, what they like, what they don't like, and stuff like that. Meanwhile, guys of us who've been doing it for a long time, look at what they're saying. I was like, no, that's not how gaming is, right? Because we have our own opinions as well, and that's where you have that crux, right, of people. Because everybody has opinions, dude, and that's the thing with inclusivity. That's why you can't have it fully, right? Because people have their own thoughts, their own ideas, their own agendas, their own priority levels of what to them is important, what is not important. You see that a lot now, and even in the console wars, you see that now with a lot of the stuff that developers are choosing or not choosing to do, right? But at the end of the day, it's about choice, and that's the biggest problem when it comes to inclusivity, right? Because inclusivity, especially when it's forced, it takes away that choice, right? Because in order because a lot of these guys who's been preaching this DEI gospel for the last several years, and I'd say, dude, I'll go back a couple decades. It's been in, but I'm a pop culture guy, dude, so it's been in pop culture for at least 2 decades. It's just that nobody really paid attention to it until now, and it's been definitely happening over the last 7 or 8 years, hardcore. right? Now we occupy certain spaces, so a lot of you guys are just catching on to it because maybe you don't deal with this on everyday level, right? I mean, again, I told you guys this channel was supposed to be a pop culture channel, not just a gaming channel. But the gaming is what I talk about the most, and it's something that I am passionate about, right? But I've been dealing with this for at least 10 years. It's become militant at some point, right? A lot of these guys, um, look, dude, you would be ostracized, dude. They try and get you canceled. Right? This is why I don't really care about what's happening to them now, because some people are like, well, we're going a little bit overboard with the woke stuff. I was like, dude, they created this. They created this blowback of people. And what it is like people are waking up to it. And the way that they're waking up to it is that they feel like they're lied to. Like a lot of these guys are pushing in. They didn't know they were pushing an agenda. They just thought they were being sincere about being inclusive with a lot of people, man. But now that they're finding out, right, that these people are not that way. And a lot of ways that they're finding out is that they ended up on the cancel culture side of things. And that's what actually woke a lot of people up. Now, like politically, you look at who Trump's hiring for his cabinet, who's in his 18, right? What they call them, the Trump Avengers or whatever. If you look at all those people, man, those are not people on the right, most of them. You have JD Vance, who's not really on the right, he's more of a conservative, right? But a lot of the people that are on there, man, like even Vivek Ramaswamy, dude, he talks on conservatism, but to me, he's more libertarian. I'm not, and that's not a slight on him, dude, but he has a libertarian leanings as well, dude. But everybody else, I believe, is just they're former Democrats, right? And they're former liberals. Trump was a liberal, right? And I'm just saying that to prove a point, guys. I mean, it's just, you know, a lot of these dudes, they are the way they are now because of everything that happened to them. And this is what's happening in gaming right now. You have people that literally went out to try and cancel and destroy people's lives, right? And now that momentum has shifted, the pendulum has come to the other side, and that's why you see the backlash you're getting. Which, and to be on in reality, man, I don't care because it's nowhere near as bad as it was when this stuff was kicking off on the other side. I'm just going to be honest with you. Now, a lot of these guys on the other side are playing victim, are calling for truces, right? Trying to make peace treaties with people. I'm like, nah, dude, you reap what you sow. Now, look, I don't go out of my way to be because, and I'm older. I understand why I've been doing this for years. It does not surprise me, right? My more focus is on people on my side of the aisle who think certain ways, and I'm like, no, dude, don't. I try and give my area of expertise when it comes to this kind of stuff, dude. It's just like guys, I'm telling them, I was like, dude, these guys, people aren't conservative. They're coming over for specific reasons. Don't read too much into it. Yes, red wave. Yes, he reached areas he hasn't reached before. One of the reasons he does that, dude, is or Trump. I'm talking about specifically with the election. One of the reasons he's able to do that, man, is because of the way he is, dude. It has really nothing to do with conservatism, right? There's people that are conservative leaning, conservative ideals, right? But a lot of times when you listen to them, they usually have the tagline, fiscally conservative, but I'm socially liberal, right? That's a lot of these dudes that are in this that have come over. So just keep that in mind when you're doing that. I just don't look. I just don't want to. At the end of the day, you guys think these guys are on the same page as you, and they're not. That's my whole point. Faded says, to be honest, DEI is slowly dying. Walmart is walking back its DEI policy, and the Washington Redskins is returning. Yeah, Faded. It's happening in real time. It's happening faster now because of what happened in the election, and when people see, look, dude, at the end of the day, a lot of business people are about the numbers, and when they look at the numbers and they look at the, when they're looking at the flow of their flow charts, when they're looking at all this kind of stuff, dude, it was a big win for him. And it took that for these people to wake up, and I'm like, look, dude, we can't afford to ostracize the majority of the country, right? If we wanna make money, if we want to stay in business, they should have woke up to this years ago, but they didn't because a lot of the people, man, they still listen to mainstream media, unfortunately. For guys like me, I dumped mainstream media a long time ago because I knew they were lying to me about stuff, especially stuff that I dealt with on my everyday life. And then what made it real worse, or even worse than that, is then when you told people this, or when you push back on these guys, they just call you a name. It became like a kindergarten playground. They just call you a name and make fun of you and try and put you in a box, right? And that's why these guys are getting that work now, man, because people remember that. They're victims of it. And so it's kind of like what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Now, I know some people, definitely on the left, dude, they're crying victimization, man, but there's people on the right now that's like, look, just tone it down. But at the end of the day, dude, it is what it is, man. It's just the reality of it. But yeah, a lot of these companies now are just like, we're done, dude. We can't do this. We can't do this. We have 4 years of a bad economy. A lot of businesses shut down. A lot of industries, man. People lost their jobs because of this ideology. And I think to me, that's one of the saddest things about it, dude, because it didn't have to be this way. That's why you see what, dude, once tech started shedding workers, I mean, again, I talk about this on this channel, man. A lot of people, if you guys keep up with some of these dudes, they get a job at Google, man, and they do these videos about how their day is. And for me personally, I'm like, look, if you have it that good, that's fine. But on the flip side of that, too, a lot of people realize, and myself included, right? It's just like, wow, dude, that's the way I think, man, because that's the way my job is, man. I'm at a job where you have performance evaluations, and then you got to tell, you just don't wait till you get your evaluation, man. Throughout the year, you got to build up your portfolio of what you're doing. And not every job is like that. That's how my job is. So I'm very cognizant of that. So when I see somebody doing that, right, I'm like, well, I can't, that's an interesting job. What did they do? And this is just natural questions that pop up in people's minds. And then when you talk about that, right, they call you a hater and stuff like that. I'm like, no, dude, honestly, that's the way I think. More on the analytical side, I'm like, oh, so how are you able to do that? How are you able to, work from home when everybody's back in the office? Or how are you able to, basically I'm looking at your day, you only, out of the 8 hours, but you don't even work 8 hours, you work probably 6. And out of those 6 or 7 hours, and out of 6 or 7 hours, you only work maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. How is that? Like, what do you do? Like, how does that work? And for a lot of people, man, in the tech industry, dude, there was reasons why they did that. I think what happened, people just got too used to it, right? Because the thing about it, and I'm not saying that it was diabolical, but it kind of was, right? A lot of these tech corporations would realize that if they allowed people that work for them to be more comfortable, to have food at the disposal, they didn't have to worry about cooking dinner, have daycare there because they didn't have to worry about picking the kids up, that a lot of these guys would be more productive. So instead of getting 8 hours out of them, you get like maybe 9.5, 10 hours every workday, because they didn't have the concerns of having to do these things that would take away from their work. Right? And I'm not saying it's all diabolical. I'm pretty sure a lot of these companies did it with the best of intentions, right? Which obviously shows, because they allowed it to go on for so long. But then the economy shifted, right? And then that couldn't be the norm anymore, man. They started cutting costs, and that's where all these things blew up. But yeah, I agree with you, Faded Blaze. It's yeah, I'm not surprised that they're walking back that policy. The only mainstream media I watch is local. Yeah. It's getting like politics, Faded. It's like everything's gonna go local, right? This is why I know a lot of people aren't big on Trump's push for the abortion issue, but what he's doing is he's just returning it to the states so that you can have a 1-for-1. Looks like he's going to do that with the Department of Education, right? That's going to be a 1-for-1. Right, he gets rid of that, and then everything shifts back to the states. Less federal involvement. Did you see San Francisco? I mean, I was stationed there. It was a beautiful city when I was there. I know that it's changing, right? In fact, it's very liberal. Even when I was stationed there in the military, it was a very liberal city. But I see that they're even changing that, dude. They recalled a couple people, right? I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I also saw that they passed a law that was a lot more stricter on crime. Right, because it's affecting you at that local level. So it doesn't surprise me that they're doing that. But and to your point and we'll get back on track, guys. Sorry, Elon is starting his own gaming studio. Yeah, the only thing a lot of people that are a little bit worried is it's AI. It's going to be AI, and I know everybody says AI is the future, and that's fine. Deal with it as it comes. But like, how is that going to affect the gaming? Is the technology there? And this is all being kicked off because of what happened with Evolve is one of those factors. Elon's have been talking about woke mind virus for a long time. Like we discussed this yesterday in the podcast. But he's been very vocal, and he owns X, right? And he's been vocal on X. I follow him, right? But mostly for politics. But I knew he was a gamer for a while. I didn't know that he was at the level that he was. It's interesting to see him talk about it in real time, But I knew he was a gamer, right? But because of his switch, man, and how his politics are now, as you guys know, man, Elon used to be on the left. Like, he was a liberal. He considered himself a liberal. Right? And then for various reasons, man, that he's kind of switched over, um, and he's making his look, dude. He's making his opinions known, very much so, and very strongly on that. And one of the things he's talking about now is gaming. And when somebody with a microphone like he has, again, you can love him or hate him, right? But this dude is a huge, he has a huge impact on tech, pop culture, whatever he does, man. People are watching and listening, haters and supporters. So when he talks about gaming, right, people that normally don't pay attention to it, they'll look and they'll listen, and then they'll look at it, man, because he'll share his stuff. A lot of people are on X, and then they go and they look at it. In some ways it's unfortunate because a lot of them don't have the background in gaming like we do. A lot of them don't probably game, right? Even though they have an opinion, so that kind of affects us as well because we're gamers at the end of the day. So that's our perspective. But some people won't even touch a video game, right? But they understand about DEI, they understand about woke, right? When it comes to these games, right, it's at what level, right? And some are definitely worse than others. Again, we touched on this yesterday when it came to Avowed. I don't know how woke Avowed is going to be, but I'm telling you, man, that it's starting to snowball, man. And every day that goes by, the dude who's making these comments that works for Avowed, the studio, man, he's in the deep dive. It's Matt somebody, man. I'm sorry, I can't pull his name. I'm pretty sure I pulled some stuff, and we'll go over it. Um, but dude, every day, man, something comes up because I'm and I check myself as well. I'm supercharged I'm super linked into this stuff, right? Because I'm keeping up with it. But the fact that this is even becoming a thing is not good, right? And you guys know, man, I bleed green, but we're gonna keep it 100 on this channel, right? About this stuff, and I do that because I want you guys to know, man. Look, I'm looking forward to About. I'm already dialed in. Again, I say this all the time, dude. I'm already dialed in to Xbox, man. I bleed green. I am in their ecosystem, so I'm in. I'm set. Right. I'm not. It doesn't behoove me to leave the system, right? And again, I told you guys yesterday, dude. Microsoft of all the companies, dude, they're not. They're actually pretty fair when it comes to this stuff, right? At the end of the day, dude, if they go a little bit too far, I make the choice. I'll walk away. Right, but they never given me any reason to feel that way. But I will say, dude, this stuff is snowballing, and they need to get ahead of it because this thing is not going to go away. Faded Blaze says San Francisco is a bad place. Crime went up. Major corporations leaving the city. I heard Starbucks is leaving San Francisco. Yeah, that's the irony, right? Starbucks, one of probably the most liberal countries out there, and they've lost a lot of customers. Again, the economy's been bad, right? Starbucks, you don't need Starbucks coffee. You'd be surprised, dude, if you really look at the stuff that you consume or stuff that you participate in, right? That costs money. A lot of it, if you did away with it, dude, you won't die. You might like it. It might be part of your daily life. It might be something that you keep into practice. But at the end of the day, dude, it's not gonna affect you directly on that level. Right? And to me, that's the thing. That's the thing about it, right? When you see places like Starbucks in one of the most liberal cities in the world struggling and leaving because of how bad the conditions are, that tells you something. Yeah, I saw that, dude. And they've been shutting down a lot of stores too. Again, economy's bad. They're refocusing, right? But dude, I mean, I just like Starbucks, dude. For a while, man, they just looked unstoppable, and that's why they started doing stupid stuff, telling people things. And then they're another corporation. I was like, well, if you don't like it, you don't have to buy a coffee. Well, there you go. That's probably the stupidest thing you can say, man. I don't care what your politics is, dude. You run a business, don't do that. We talk about it on the Xbox side all the time. I've talked about it personally when it comes to like Square Enix and their idea. I don't have a problem with them doing that. That's their business plan. That's what they decided to do. They decided to keep their stuff for various reasons, man. It's not just about, none of which, I mean, I don't think they do it personally for Xbox. Possibly, maybe. I don't look at it that way, dude. There's other things I look at, man. When it comes to localization, they're a Japanese company, right? PlayStation's a Japanese company, right? There's all of that's involved, and I don't care, honestly. Because at the end of the day, if you don't bring it to me, I'm not going to go to you. And with the new person they have there in charge now, they realize that, right? They realize that, dude, because that's a big thing. Once people start voting with their wallet, that's when a lot of times these things change, man. People don't realize how important the power of the consumer is. It's a big deal. It really is. But yeah, dude. Hopefully, I don't know, dude. San Francisco is such a liberal city, dude. And I was stationed there, dude. It was like that back then. But I think people back then were a little bit more liberal, like tradition or classically, right? It's not enough police. Also, the biggest crime there is auto theft. Yeah, yeah. I heard. I saw a news story. This is from This is directly from the San Francisco, the local affiliate there, the news station there that talked about how they would encourage people to leave their doors unlocked so that people don't break your windows. Like if you never replace a window, man, that thing costs a lot of money. So if you have a lot of people, especially if you have a lot of people breaking into cars and smashing windows, right? That's extra business for the for the um for the people who is replacing your windows. But at the same time, the inventory starts running low. The supply has been a big demand, and then because of the workload, the prices go up. That's just the reality. But I thought that was funny, man. I mean, but given the crime the way that it was, it made sense, right? Like kind of weird, but I don't know, dude. I mean, I wouldn't live there. T Reaper, hey Sega, cancel that last fact. You can't see the badges. You can't use the badges while there's already TP running already. I just tried. It shows my badges locked since the system's already running. Oh, that's too bad, dude. But I think you could before, right, T? I think you could before. That's what I heard. I just never did it. I'll be honest with you, dude. I should use my 2XPs. I never use them because I don't think about using them. It only dawned on me because I got a free gift, and the free gift was 2XP, and I was like, yeah, I wonder if I could use it on the 4XP. I think they have a daily free gift. Anyway, the store says free gift. I went in there and they give you those XP badges. All right, thanks, bro. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, I mean, I have quite a few of them. The thing I'm trying to hunt for now, too, man, is the gubble gums. I got addicted to using that in zombies, man, and I got some good ones, dude. I got the ones where you start off with all the perks. That helps tremendously. Now I've gotten better, dude. I'm not gonna lie, I've gotten better at zombies, man. It took me a little while, but I think one of the reasons why it's probably one of the most accessible zombie games that I ever played. So I'm liking it. You can use the badges when there's not XP. Oh yeah, no worries. I can. I mean that's yeah. I mean I'm happy about the XP, dude. I mean boosting my score, and especially on the weapons too. So I want to unlock everything. I want to unlock all the camos on every weapon. Maybe I haven't come across a weapon that I don't like yet, but maybe one of those. I mean, I'm not one of those purists where I unlock every single thing. You guys know I'm not an achievement hunter either. I love achievements, man. I love when I get them. Love the sound, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to unlock it to get achievements. That's why I don't like some games. But some games I don't like because there's too many side stuff that distracts me from the main game. Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna be enjoying it this weekend. But yeah. Let me sorry, dude. Let me switch gears a little bit. Let me see if I can find this stuff. I just want to make sure I got you the right ones. Yeah, so we'll go all in on this, guys. Yeah, my boy loves those bubble gums. I already got the Easter egg trophy for zombies. That was cool. Oh, nice, dude. Nice. Yeah, those bubble gums. Yeah, man. But they only give you so much, dude. And then they got that store sitting there. Say, so, you can for 1,100. I forgot the name of the credits. Or 1,100 credits you can get, and then they show you the pack. And I'm like, nah, dude, I can't pay. It's like $11, man, to pay for just those bubble gums. But yeah, dude, the one I love the perk. The perk one is my favorite, man. So you don't have to go around and spend your money for that, and then when you get the tier one for the weapon, like you can level it up, because that makes a difference, dude. I didn't know how any of that stuff worked, and then playing with people and just playing repetitively, and then realizing, oh, okay, if I do this, this is what happens, right? Because I mean, that's the unfortunate thing about it. But now I can understand why. Like I played with a couple people, man. They just asked if they could up the level, and I was like, dude, I don't know, but they wanted to, so they did. But they were cool, man. They would pick me up when I died. I mean, I can kind of hold my own now, man, but I spent a lot of time running around, dude. And it's not something I don't like. I don't really like my zombie games to be this way, but what they do is they put enough in there for me to enjoy to just kind of go through it. Dude, I like my zombies, dude. I have a weapon I should be able to dodge shit if I shoot you in the head. On this one, dude, and I know what they do. They do the armor zombies and all this kind of stuff, but it's just the level difficulty, right? It kind of takes me out of the game because that like you're just shooting the regular zombies just a minute ago, and then now they're harder to kill, and that's the leveling process of it. I know, I understand that about the game, but I just don't care for it. Like I would prefer them just keep those zombies normal so I can move around, and then just give me harder zombies on a level that makes sense. Like if they're armored, or if you have the mass, the big ones, or you have that monster that comes out every once in a while. Do that. Don't. When you do something else with that, it just kind of takes me out of it. Yeah, my boy got to level 46 and I got to 36. I know I got to a high level in the 40s with this one dude, and he had that one weapon where you suck the zombies in and it's crunching them. But this dude knew everything, man. It reminded me of playing the Left 4 Dead when I was playing for this guy because all the other guys dropped out. I was with this one guy, and he just kind of came over. We didn't have headsets on, but he kind of showed me a few things, and then he was like he'd sit by the where you grapple, and then you shoot across the rooftops. So he had this weapon, dude, and he just had us sit over there, and he's just munching the dudes, and then I was over there shooting, leveling up too, and then we was picking up all the stuff, dropping bombs and stuff, and dude, we went way past like the 40, yeah, I think it was like 46, 47, 48, something like that. But what ended up happening, dude, was the game just shut off, like it just froze and then got booted out. So it had that error. So that's what killed the game. But with this dude, we're going forever. And it was cool, man, because I was able to level up my weapons and stuff like that. Now I understand that if you die, you don't get as much, right? Am I mistaken on that? That's what I saw. But anyways, it's like having fun, and I just get to level up my weapons, so I'm all down for that. Faded Blaze. Speaking of trophy hunting, you heard the story of PlayStation's #1 trophy hunter? Nah, dude, what happened? Dude, let me know, Faded. I don't really keep up with PlayStation a lot, but yeah, let me know. Epis does that. Yeah, dude, that's why I like zombies, dude, because I was playing zombies, man, and I was like, dude, I level up faster on zombies than I do on multiplayer because I'm not, dude, multiplayer, man. I'm getting, dude. There's some games that I just get absolutely trashed to the point where I'll do stuff like I'll sit now and I'll just shoot people. That doesn't matter either, man, because those guys will come find me and kill me really quick. But I just like, well, at least I got 3 kills out of that. I like it when I'm in a group of people that I know that we're on the same level, then I do way better. But sometimes I get thrown in games with these dudes, man, and I'm like, dude, this guy is way above my level. I don't know why I'm playing with him. But I do realize again that I'm also where I live, right? So I'm just, and I'm at a point now where I'm just thankful that I can get into games, if I'm being honest. Yeah, if you want to boost rank zombies is the way to go. Yeah, dude, I found that out real quick. Because again, at the end of one of the times we X filled out, and at the end, dude, I got all this stuff, and my gun leveled up, man. My experience went high. I mean, I just sat there and I think I leveled up like 5 times, 4 or 5 times. So I was like, oh, dude, I'll do this more instead of multiplayer. I still play multiplayer. Plus, I always come back to multiplayer. Like right now, they have Stakeout 24/7. I love that mode. The only problem again is I just prestige, so I don't have my shotgun and some of the guns I like to use. I like to use the shock, and I like to have danger close where I can use the Semtex. Get double Semtexes, man, so I can get a lot of kills. But right now, dude, I'm nowhere near that. I got nothing unlocked, dude, so I'm just running around and being target practice. But the thing I love about it, again, I don't care because it's fun. Now, unfortunately for my team, I'm probably costing them the game, but a lot of people look. If you notice that with COD now, a lot of people are just in there to get the dailies, just to have fun or just to get their kills. They don't. A lot of people don't even follow the stuff. This is why they kind of force you to play like what's that point? What's that point? I forgot the name of that, dude. I don't. Anyway, I don't really care for that mode. Anyway, Sony banned him for no reason, and he lost everything for nothing. Ah, dude, that's you know what, dude. Sorry, not sorry, dude. That is Sony 100% right there, dude. And I need this from Sony way back in the Sega days, dude. That's why I never like messed with them on that level. Even though I love their electronics, but I mean, they're company, dude. I won't have anything to do with them. Faded Blaze. He discovered that employees for Sony's customer service is selling people information to the black market, and Sony's doing nothing about it. Yeah, dude. I mean, Faded. Let's be honest with you, dude. A lot of companies are doing that. You see what's happening to Google right now? Now they're probably going to bust Google up, which is ironic, right? Since the FTC is supposed to be focusing on on stuff like that, and they decided to go over Xbox for a purchase. This is the ridiculousness of federal government and federal service, man. When Trump gets in, dude, I want him to just him and Elon and Vivek just go in there and just take the butcher, just take the axe to everything, dude. I think you guys are gonna be surprised how much. There's several things you'll learn. You'll learn a couple of things, man. Because again, he's gonna use tariffs. He's gonna cut government. You'll be surprised how much government is involved in your stuff and how much you rely on them. which can be for some people can be good and bad. But at the end of the day, dude, they're not needed. You can use your permanent unlock to pick something you like to use. You get one every prestige. Yeah, you know what, dude? But it doesn't work, right? Because I tried to unlock a couple things, dude. It tells me you have one unlockable, but there's like this infinity thing on it, right? And it's yellow, and it won't let me unlock. I know I can unlock some stuff on the weapons, but I want to unlock the yeah, like, the perks, right? Stuff like that. But it for some I just prestige, dude. I tried to do it and it wouldn't let me. Yeah, so maybe I'm doing something wrong or I'm missing the memo. I think look, Black Ops has its issues, just like every other Call of Duty. So maybe I'm in that little space right now. I don't know. I will send you a link to this video. All right, yeah, send it, dude. I'll play it. I got time today. I know I gotta drop my kids off. That's why I'm doing the video now. I bet it's only for weapons, not perks. Oh, okay. Well, that sucks, right? I mean, it is what it is. I'm not. It's not a deal breaker by any means, bro. I mean, I'm enjoying the game so much. It's fine. Yeah. So I don't know, dude. I wish they would let you do that. Because one of the things I would do is danger close from the jump. So what I'll probably unlock is the I'll probably unlock the one you use to you throw it on the ground and then you kind of what is dude? Why am I drawing a blank on that too? You know the one I'm talking about. You throw it and then it like when you're on zombies, you throw it and all the zombies will come to it. Like I want to do that one because I like using it on zombies. I usually get that and I get the the fire thing. And so when we get a double points that drops, I'll throw it down, draw all the zombies in, light them on fire, and then on top of them shoot them. And on top of that, shoot that just to get more points. Fonte says, I need to start cooking, but I got occupied playing Skyrim. First time playing it. Oh, dude, for real? Yeah, I enjoy it, dude. Skyrim is awesome. It's an awesome game. And this is awesome before Microsoft bought them. Especially with all the mods, dude. It's crazy. And be careful, man, when you're using the mods, because I tried to stay as pure as possible. Once I went mod, you never go back, bro. Some of the stuff that they come up with is amazing. That's why everybody's still so high on Starfield, which had 15 million players, right? Again, Microsoft is not worried about it, right? They know what they got. They know why they bought them. They trust Todd Howard, as most of us do. Again, politics aside, dude, I'm just being honest, dude. Gaming is gaming at the end of the day. Yeah, but enjoy it, Vontae, man. I love Skyrim. T-Reaper, the decoy grenade. Oh yeah, thanks, Steve. Yeah, that one. I love that one, dude. That saved me. That if I don't have the decoy grenade, dude, I have the stim. Like that gives me a boost of energy. I'm using that one. What I tend to do now is I saw this one guy's video, and so what I tend to do is I unlock I think it's the comic book store where the statues at, but they have that one drink that you drink, it gives you longer life, or not longer life, you recover life faster. That's helped me a lot because the way I move and stuff like that, dude, I'm always taking damage. So and sometimes you take too much damage, like like a zombie comes around the corner, that game is cheap, right? So then you get knocked down, and then but once I started doing that, then it's helped me a lot. Then I got better with my movement, man. I'm using more of those drinks as well, the perks in the game, because I didn't know what that was all about. Now I'm using them, but just try and balance it with trying to level up my gun, because you have to level up your gun, dude. And then I know a guy said that there's a way that you can save the gun you like to use as a main gun. So like if it's on the wall, you go and select it on the wall, then you get a better chance of having an upgraded gun, something like that. But I like building up my gun. I like that. Fonte says, I'm staying vanilla for the moment, but I'm also doing survival mode, so it's kicking my ass. Yeah, Vontae, man, it's dude, try and do that as long as possible. Because like I said, once you start modding it, dude, it's like a whole other level. But enjoy, man. I mean, like I said, Skyrim's awesome. But let me share this real quick, guys. I know I gotta get back on topic. No, but keep the chat coming, dude. You know how my podcast is, dude. We're all over the place, and I'm fine with that, 100%. And I appreciate you guys being here, man. I know it's Thanksgiving. The only thing is, like, I'm gonna go to my dad's house, so they live on the other side of the island from where I live, and that's the only bad part because I can't. When they're watching football, dude, because my team's not playing. Dude, I would hook up my Xbox and just start playing Call of Duty, but I can't do that, dude. So I spend time. I've been, and I shouldn't really. I should be spending time with my family. But some of my brothers and sisters, I haven't seen them in a little bit, and they were supposed to have family coming in from the mainland. But I think that changed, man. Something happened, dude. Look, the flights, dude, to fly to Hawaii now is ridiculous, man. The cost. So, but I think a couple of people are coming in. So I should actually spend time with my family. But dude, as soon as I come home tonight, dude, because what happens is I spend time with my family, but I gotta come and grab my kids because they're gonna go with their mom's side of the family, which is fine. Spend time with that side of the family, so I gotta come back and grab them when that's done. And then I'll come home, man. They'll all be in comas, right? We'll all be full, and then I'll just play COD for like 5 hours, or try to play COD for 5 hours. Are you sending faded? I'll go look it. I'll go look for it. Oh, I see your messages. Hold on. Okay, I might not play the whole thing though, but yeah, we'll get the gist of it. Hold on. Oh, there's the birds, man.
Months ago. Why I hesitated because I thought PlayStation would solve the problem. We will come to a conclusion and everything would be fine. But sadly, nothing was solved. I tried my best to solve this. I even told them I'm gonna release a video. It's not like I did this behind their back. They knew about this, and now I'm going to explain all the reasons and why this happened. But before that, let me introduce myself for the people who don't know who Hakoum is, or Hakoum, like you call him. My name is Abdul Hakam, aka Hakoum, my nickname. I started gaming back in the 80s. I started with like Sega, Nintendo, and the other old consoles, retro consoles. As soon as the PlayStation 1 dropped, I loved that console. I got hooked up to the PlayStation brand and I loved it. Their games, their consoles, everything was perfect about them. I had the PS2, and until the PS3, I created my online account, Hakoum, back then in 2007. That's like 16, 17 years ago. And then Sony released the trophy patch. So I started hunting trophies. I enjoyed hunting trophies until I became the #1 trophy hunter in the world in 2009. And I entered the Guinness World Records 5 times between 2018 and 2019. Then the trophy system became trash, so I quit at 2021. I unofficially retired. I did not tell this officially. I unofficially retired in 2021, and by that time I already had partnership with PlayStation. They used to send me games, consoles, everything for reviewing and unboxing. I got my popularity from all of this, but sadly problems started in September 2024. So this is a short explanation about Hakoum. So here's what happened exactly. As is, I did not change anything in the story. I will say both sides of the story, my side and PlayStation's side. So I'm not gonna hide anything about this. It all started in September 9. When I was on a trip to Saudi Arabia, I was invited by PlayStation to attend the Astrobot event. When I came back home, I was tired, I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning, started playing, and before I sleep on September 9th, I wanted to log in an online game and found out that my account is suspended. I could not log in. I got an error, and when I tried to log in, it said my account has been permanently suspended. Not temporary, it was permanently suspended. So I was shocked. What have I done to get permanently suspended? I logged into my email, my PlayStation email, and checked to see for the reason, because you have to get an email from PlayStation if you get banned. You have to. This is not something that you will not get. So I logged into my email and I found there is nothing in the email, not in the junk and not in my inbox. I went to sleep. I thought maybe it's a bug. Happens with PlayStation. Many people got banned for 2-3 days and got their accounts back. So I said, okay, maybe it's a bug. I went to sleep and I woke up the next day and the problem is still there. I waited a few hours until Sony is online, and I went and talked to the customer support. Sadly, the customer support treated me like completely like a piece of trash. They treated me, and they did not even, the customer service. You talk to them, they're like robots. They don't care about you. They don't talk to you nicely. And if you keep on asking, they just shut down the line in your face. I kept on trying to talk to them for like 10 other agents. They all treat me the same thing. They ask for your information. When you give it to them, you ask them, why is your account back? Sorry, we cannot tell you. Why can't you tell me? What's the reason? Why did I get banned? No, we cannot tell you. Just check your email. Just tell you to check your email. Well, nothing. I got nothing on my email. What do you want me to do? I was treated like a piece of trash, sadly. Anyways, I called the customer support by telephone, not a live chat, and I was treated the same. They just tell you are sorry, we we cannot help you. So why can't you help me? I mean, if I'm getting robbed and I call the police, imagine a police officer tells you I cannot help you. I just get robbed.
I mean, I know this is his personal story, bro, but it's a story I've heard 1,000 times. A lot of us has, man. A lot of the guys in the group will talk about this stuff, right? Um, yeah, so I'm not surprised.
It's not working like that. So I was lucky to get in touch with a private department in PlayStation, which was able to help actually. They were on the case, and I was happy about it when they finally were going on the case and did not shut the telephone in my face. So by email, they were investigating. And while they were investigating, after a few days, I got a message on my WhatsApp from a good fellow from Saudi Arabia. I don't know who he is, but thanks to him, he told me, "Hello, Hakoum, your account has been leaked on the internet with your account information. This guy is bribing Sony employees and PlayStation and leaking user data for his own sales. Like he takes your information and sells it on the internet, or he bans it and then unbans it and sells it. I don't know how it works. I don't know how, really. I'm sure there are some people, they emailed me, they know about this, as you can see with the screenshot on the screen. So I found out about this, and I was shocked really that somebody's selling my information. I mean, the screenshot is from a PlayStation computer. It's not from my computer. It's not from his computer. It's from an admin computer. Nobody has access to stuff like this on the internet except for the PlayStation admins. The evidence is in front of you on screen. And it wasn't just my account. It was many people's accounts. I got many screenshots, as you can see on screen. These are
Yeah, that's what happens when you outsource.
from PlayStation support admin computers. You can even see the number 2 Trophy Hunter's account is even leaked. Moreover, you can see there is even a guy from Gran Turismo company, Polyphony. His account details are leaked. It's not just my account leaked. It's many people's accounts are leaked. So it's not just a Hakoum case. It's a worldwide case now. So I took all this information and forwarded it to Sony. It's evidence. I cannot go with this evidence online. I will solve the problem privately. This is what you have to do, actually. So I took this information and gave it to PlayStation Online. Other users might just put it on the internet directly and make a big deal out of it. But no, I played it correctly. I gave all this information to PlayStation on the email. After a few days, I got a phone call. I was surprised.
This morning, Kendra sent out an update about their HSA benefits.
Let's skip it.
You what about it?
Yeah, your case is still being escalated.
Which case
You're
exactly?
gonna get any response. We're the one who contacted PlayStation support like 3 days ago. Or am I the wrong person?
No, I did not open any case. Which case are you talking about?
The case that you just opened, like, hold on, let me check the status. On 9th of September.
Yes.
Yeah. The case was open on your PlayStation account.
What is your name?
Anthony,
And from which department are you calling?
calling from PlayStation.
Okay, Anthony. Who raised this case? Me?
Yeah.
On September 9th. Where did I raise this case? You mean on PlayStation support or on a call?
Yeah, you've contacted us via chat support.
Via chat support.
As I'm seeing here.
Okay, and why was my account suspended?
Due to violation of terms of service.
Yes, which terms exactly did I violate?
Well, I did not, unfortunately. I don't have any copy.
Okay, then why, if you're calling me... Anyways, guys, this video is 4 minutes long. I don't want to bore you with it. But as you see, this guy, okay, called me and acted like a PlayStation agent on the telephone. I did not believe it. I had my doubts. First of all, I said, maybe it's true because, I was in a dire situation. I don't know what to believe anymore. So he said, I'm going to call you back in 2 days. And as you can see, he said he's from PlayStation and he exactly knew when I have spoken to PlayStation on live chat. How did this person know exactly when I have spoken to PlayStation? How did he know on the 9th, exactly on the 9th? How did he know that? Anyways, the guy called me. I called after this call. I actually called PlayStation and asked him, do you call your clients? He told no, this is a scammer. So, okay, I found out that this guy was a scammer, actually. He wanted more information from my account. He called me the next day and said, again, it was a British number this time. It was not from California. It was from UK. He said, I'm again Anthony from PlayStation, and I'm calling back regarding your case. We want to confirm something about your case. I need your last 4 digits of your credit card. I think because he could not find my credit card information on my account because I did not put my credit card information there. So he wanted to steal it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Google? Yeah, sorry guys, I was on that video. Faded, yeah. It's a bit long, but yeah, I get the gist of it. Um, yeah, dude, fishing is a real thing. You know, one of the things I like about growing up the way that I grew up is that I have this natural propensity to procrastinate on stuff, and I don't believe anybody. That's another thing. So a lot of times when I get emails, I just delete most of them. If I don't know you, I don't recognize the number. Like I don't acknowledge on the phone. And this is even times where like it was something that was actually applied to me. That when a person finally got a hold of me, he's like, "Oh no, that was me trying to reach you." And I'm like, "Oh okay, so what do you need?" You know. And plus, look, dude, I take a lot of training in this kind of stuff, man. You can already tell from the jump. Right when he said that, dude, there's a lot of times when these guys will not call you like how he's talking about, right? And then a lot of times when they start doing the fishing, when they start fishing, you knew right from the jump. The fact that the numbers showed what it did, dude. I mean, look, dude, these just keep in mind, dude. You're just a number and a statistic to a lot of these corporations. I don't mean that in a bad way. Just being honest. And so at the end of the day, dude, for them to do something like that, dude, that's one red flag right there, right? And again, like I said, dude, I'm just naturally like that, so it doesn't bother me. No, but thanks for that, Faded. Yeah, trust me, man. I mean, I know a lot of people that don't deal with PlayStation because their information got stolen or bad customer service. I mean, I will say this, guys, is one of the great things about Microsoft because they do try, but another thing too is because they're held to that higher standard. I know we don't like it when it comes to a lot of stuff with gaming and all the hate that they get, and then we got to deal with all these people online, you know, that just hate on Xbox, right, and trying to destroy the company and try to get Xbox canceled or sold off or whatever they want to do. I know that's not the fun part, but the silver lining in this dark cloud is that Microsoft also has to keep this stuff in mind. So when they deal with customers, they have to deal with to the utmost degree. And then again, I'll shift again to what we're talking about here, which is the inclusivity is exclusion topic that we're going to talk about because it applies apropos to a lot of the stuff that's going on with Avowed as a video game. But let me answer this. But thanks for that, Faded, dude. Thanks for that. I'll look at it more. Maybe I'll chop it up. I'll try and chop it up and then do little clips of it. Yeah, Anthony, man. Cheers, brother. Welcome. Happy Thanksgiving, dude. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. I'm gonna be stuffed and sleeping probably in a couple hours. Taking naps is essential, dude. I even got energy drinks, man. Because where I'm going to my dad's house. So they live on the other side, like I said earlier. They live on the other side of the island, so I got some energy drinks for the trip back. That's how I roll now because I'm old. That's the price you can pay. Yeah, that's the price you pay for greatness. Yeah, I guess so, dude. I guess so. Yeah, that's why I don't pay that price. I haven't paid that price since the PS2, PS3. I think I had a PS3, man. I hardly used it. In fact, it's weird. The reason I used my PS3 was for more of their entertainment features. Google Post says, you want that remake, then give up your account every once in a while. Jeez. Sony can do no wrong. I read IGN every day. Yeah, dude, IGN. And they're still on that pony, man. IGN, dude, they'll never change. The best thing that could happen to IGN is they just go out of business. I know people don't like when I say that, but I'm like, look, dude, they're not giving me anything I like. Google Poll, hate on PS. Just piss off. PS tech rules. Okay. So what, he lost his account, big deal. Yeah. I mean, again, I've heard these horror stories from people I know as well. And these guys are hardcore PlayStation, right? You know, these guys play PlayStation and they still stick with them. Look, dude, that's on you, man, if you want to do that. I'm not that type of guy. But yeah, Faded, thanks for that, dude. Let me but yeah, again, you know, especially now, dude. I mean, I know look, times are tough. It's hard to get good help, man, as you can tell when you go out to eat and you pay for overpriced food and then you don't get the food that you ordered. I canceled. I like using not DoorDash, but I used Uber because it was convenient. And where I live, man, ordering Uber or going to the store. Now with the store, at least when I buy my groceries, which I still do, right? I mean, you can stretch that out. You can make your own sorts of meals and stuff like that, but it's still expensive, so it doesn't matter. This is why a lot of times politically, man, a lot of people just want the economy to get better because they can't deal with this for another 4 years. And so that's what it is, man. I actually canceled my Uber, man. I mean, I deleted my account with them because I just was like, dude, this is not worth it, man. It's just like the last straw for me was that I ordered something, they got the order wrong, and it actually wasn't Uber, man. It was the company. and they got the order wrong. So I had to go and actually I had to go and pick up my own food. And the thing that really irritated me is when I went there, I thought they made a mistake, but what it was is when I got there, they had my food there, they just forgot to put it in the bag. And one of the reasons why I ordered from them is because I was busy and I didn't have time to go pick it up myself, or I just wouldn't went myself. And it's not like I use Uber all the time, but when I'm going to use it, dude, I have a reason, right? And if that's the one thing that you're known for, right, and then you can't deliver on that, and again, it actually wasn't Uber, it was the restaurant, but I mean, at that point, I was kind of like, yeah, so I just might as well go to the restaurant and pick up my food if I have to do that, or better yet, I just don't eat there at all. And that's what a lot of people are doing, and this is why I don't know if you guys saw the story, but McDonald's is going to bring back their value menu. I don't know how much of a value it is, man, because when I look at what they're going to do, dude, it's actually shrinkflation, right? And I looked at that, I'm like, well, I don't know how successful you think you're going to be with that, but I mean, I guess you guys got to try something, right? Because they're getting nailed on a lot of stuff. If you don't know the business model of how McDonald's works, right, in this economic times, dude, it's not in their best interest right now. It's not serving them really well. This is why you're paying, like in some spots where you have like some Happy Meals, or not Happy Meals, but some combos are like $20. Like people are ridiculous, and you're like, oh wow, how can you charge that much for a Big Mac? And there's a lot of reasons that go into that a lot of people don't know. But do some research on that stuff, guys. It'll blow your mind, man. It talks about their financial structure, man. With a lot of this, the property tax or the money they pay on owning these spaces and stuff like that, it all factors in. And I say for you guys to do it, man, because a lot of I'll share stuff on here, but it'll be in your best interest to do the research yourself, honestly. It's like fast food sucks now. Gen Z and millennials are trash. You know what I mean? It's funny because I mean, again, right? Just like what's happening with Evolve right now, and with gaming in general, right? People they're looking at things more closely, right? Especially when it comes to money, right? And like I say on this channel all the time, people are just looking for reasons not to buy stuff. So if you're a parent and you want to save money, right? And then that's why you hear parents now like, oh man, you know what? That food's not good for you anyway, right? So to me, it's not like the health is the most important thing. It's still the cost, but it does force you to look at things differently, and then you actually change the way you because of your money, you change the way you eat. It's amazing to watch, dude. It's that's the stuff I talk about when I look at the politics, dude. It's not just about right versus left, socialism and freedom and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, that's part of it. Why I have my own thoughts on that, but for me, following this stuff, not talking about it, it's more about the mechanizations, like I like to see on this channel, and that's one of the things you can actually see people change their entire diet. Like if they had the money and the economy was good, they probably would keep on eating McDonald's and not even think about it. But of course, the economy is bad, and they see how much a Big Mac costs, right, or how much a meal costs, and they're like actually doing that one for one. It was like, one of the reasons why I go to McDonald's is fast and affordable. Now it's not affordable. I saw a lot of times it's not fast, and most of the time the service sucks, right? So Google posted, I'm joking, just that people have attitude everywhere. Don't care to provide service. Jeez. Yeah, well, I know one of the reasons why Google, and I dealt with this when I was in service industry as well. They raise the pay of the people, right? So the people be happy with what they're getting paid, but to cover that cost, they just hire less people. So you might be getting $15 an hour now working at McDonald's, but you're doing more, or you're doing more because they can't hire as many people at $15 an hour. So you're doing the work of 2-3 people, and this is how stuff falls through the cracks. Right? People forget items, they feel rushed. I walked into McDonald's one time with my kids because they were looking for I forgot what thing my daughter was collecting. It wasn't even actually for the food. She just wanted to get the toy, so we was just going to buy the Happy Meal, and we actually went in, and then dude, you could see the look of frustration. And the customers are losing their cool. They got the argument and stuff like that. I was just watching this all happen in real time. And that's why Trump won. That's why Trump won the election. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that to rub it in people's faces. I'm just saying that people are just tired of this economy. Okay, sorry. Let me switch gears, guys. Sorry, we'll talk about Evolve because this kind of leans into that, right? But again, like I was saying earlier, man, when you try and be inclusive, and what it is, it's forced inclusion. Inclusivity, right? That's the problem with all of this stuff right now, right? When I was growing up, it just happened organically, man. And look, dude, there's going to be good and bad, and people's opinions are going to differ, man. So you can't force it, dude. And if you're trying to force it, then that means you're the bad guy. Honestly, that's easy for me to see when I see a lot of these people right? And it normally starts off with the right, the slippery slope thing. It starts off, it's like a golden rule kind of thing, right? Treat people like the way you want to be treated, right? Of course, everybody would feel that way, right? Racism's bad. You want to include people from the outside, little thing. But then as this stuff starts to move on, right, it starts to switch and turn, and then what ends up happening, it comes to a point where there's something they say that you don't agree with, and when you don't agree with it, that's when the rubber hits the road, and that's when they show their true colors of what they believe with this stuff, right? Whether it's inclusivity and DEI, it's not about fairness, it's not about inclusivity, right? Because if you're going to include people, you got to include every single person, right? Which in and of itself you can't do, man, because everybody's at different levels, right? There's a reason why certain industries have certain races and certain sexes in them, right? And a lot of it has to do with the biology of the people. Now, if you want to change that and you want to make it more accessible to everybody, like you look at people who are engineers, the majority of them are guys, and you want more girls to go into it, you create these programs and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, right, what people are finding out, and there's studies out there, especially that one of the most socialist countries in the world is in the Netherlands, right? And they've tried this they actually have, if you listen to Jordan Peterson, he talks about this as well. They have a lot of data that they've done for over decades, right? Because they were one of the first countries to do that. And they realized if they let people decide on what they want to do, because of the sex of the people, they tend to go in specific fields. Even if they offer all the programs or they make it more accessible, give them more education because they want these other fields to grow. They want people to have more opportunity. But what they tend to find out, man, is that people act instinctively because based on their culture, based on their sex, based on all this kind of stuff, right? So that they don't naturally they fit their roles, right? And again, I'm not saying like, dude, I have no problem with people like, okay, well, how about if we offer, see if that's going to change? But it shows, man. They've done the study for decades that shows that it doesn't change it. There's like a minuscule change in what it is, dude. And that's just, and at the end of the day, dude, that's just simple biology, right? And I'm not saying that there's people that don't want to do that, but on that more open scale, and especially you live in a country like America, right? You want people to have choices and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, what ends up happening is they realized that and they accepted the data and they moved on from it. So I'm pretty sure they still have the programs there. They still try and do that kind of stuff. But what they did was we've come to understand that the data supports this type of mentality. But we're still going to keep it available for people to do what they want to do. And I'm fine with that. But here, what we're doing is the data's already out there, right? We've run in the process, right? And the data is suggesting to us the same thing, though a little bit different because again, in America, we're a little bit more, freedom of choice and stuff like that, right? Suppose, quote unquote. And so what it is though is like people begin to realize they see the data and they're like, and then they mix it up with the data from around the world and they're like, okay, the data is racist. The data is sexist, right? That's what they come to the conclusion of, and that's what blows my mind about all this kind of stuff, dude. You're actually looking at empirical evidence that is suggesting instead of working within that frame rate, in that framework of what the data is telling you, and I think that you have to be honest and do it that way. So maybe that you can change it a little bit, but at the end of the day, dude, that's not what they do. And that's the difference, right? That's when you begin to they show their true colors because it's not about actually inclusivity. It's not about fairness. It's not about being for everybody. It's about their ideology, right? And that's what I was talking about 2-3 years ago, because you can see it, dude. You see it, like you see it happening in real time, right? It doesn't matter, dude. They just want to have this race into this, right? In fact, and that's what ends up happening, dude. When you start doing that, which in of itself, in my opinion, by the textbook definition, is racism, right? Because you're actually looking at people's color, right? Now you might want to pretty it up and look at it in a way where you think that's acceptable for you. Is like, and this is why you have men are toxic, or white men are toxic. Which when you saw in the election, right? You saw what the news did, dude. It was hilarious to me, right? Because it was always about it was about the males, then it became white males, right? And then when minority groups started to shift, especially on the male side, right? All of a sudden, like Hispanic men were now racist, right? And again, dude, this is why you shouldn't be. They're socially engineering this stuff, right? And that's what I mean by it. But they're so hardcore on the inclusivity that they end up, excluding other people. You have to, man. If you're trying to line up the numbers, and if the science is telling you one thing and biology is telling you another thing, and it's not matching up, this is why they jerry rig the numbers, or they just call you names and then move on, right? And they force it. Do you know how much money um, that we've lost doing this for the last 4 years? It's mind-boggling to me, dude. And this is at the end of the day why the election went the way that it did. That it did, because people just can't handle this anymore, right? And again, dude, it's shifting, dude. So again, getting back to Avowed, this is one of the things that I'm worried about with this game, man, because this game looks fire. It is from Obsidian, dude. They have pedigree, right? I know they make great games. I enjoy their games, but that's always something that's in the back of a lot of people's minds now, right? It's just like, okay, when they start seeing certain things like the pronoun thing, right, which is kind of blowing up now, snowballing, and then the worst thing that you can do, I mean, even Unlimited talked about this yesterday in the podcast, right? One of the worst things that you can do is when you start, you know, arguing. Well, he said it in a way like, look, dude, people should just leave their politics out of this, which is true, 100%. Gogo says, what happened with the bow? Did they play the woke card? I mean, it started off something kind of, nondescript, but it's snowballing, man, because people are doing the deep diving and the videos are coming out. But there's pronouns in the game, right? There's people talking about that reviewed the game that was high on the game, but they were telling stuff like, they weren't able to, the character creation and all that kind of stuff. They weren't allowed to do the opening of the game that had so some of it was probably like the opening, which is the trailer stuff. So a lot of people like, well, maybe they don't want spoilers. Right, but what ended up happening, dude, if you read into it, a lot of these guys weren't able to show the character creation. So you know what happened with Dragon Age, right? When they went total, whatever they did, what they did with the game, right? That people didn't like. So that could be what Avowed's doing. My point being is that, dude, here, and then we'll just do this. We'll just share this real quick. I'll just share this with you guys. Just make sure that I got the right one up. So I'm all over the place as usual. Hold on. Oh, sorry, guys. So I try to bookmark this stuff, dude. So yeah, can I make this bigger? Just let me, yeah. So if you guys don't know, man, I follow this dude Grummins, and I've actually got into little things with him. Not that bad. I mean, but just like he'll talk about Xbox. He talks about gaming and I'll talk about Xbox stuff like that. Of course, being an Xbox guy, when somebody says something that's not true, I will correct them. I don't care who they are, right? And the reason why I do that is because I know a lot of these guys are not as hardcore Xbox or even involved in Xbox on the level a lot of us are, right? And it's not to go against them or get involved in the political and stuff like that. Look, if you say something that's not true about Game Pass, or if you say something that's off, then I'll come in your comment section. I'll say no. I'll do that with a lot of the guys that I follow. So it has nothing to do with that. But as you can see, so this dude Grums, he's one of the main guys, and I recommend you follow him, dude. If you want a more fuller idea of what's going on in gaming, even if you agree, like if you disagree with his opinion, I definitely say, look, dude, try and get as much information as possible, like I do, and then just trying to weed it out yourself. Because look, dude, if you're Xbox all in or you bleed green, you know what Xbox is and what it is not. That's why I talk a lot about the stuff that I like about Xbox, but some of the things, which is very little, that Xbox does that I do not like. And then I'll do it honestly. Like for example, you guys know I'm not into the gay pride stuff. Microsoft definitely is. Every gay pride month, they talk about it, and that's on them, right, to do it. But one thing again, I've never felt like they'll. I think they're over like heavy-handed sometimes with this stuff. It is what it is. But when I say stuff on my thing, they never, as a pro Xbox channel, as a person who has an Xbox account, they've never like shut down my account. They've never done anything back to me. So again, if I'm a person, I'm a First Amendment guy, right? I think everybody should have the opinion. Everybody should have the right to say what they want to say, even if it's messed up, because I have the right to either counter that or not to deal with it at all. I don't believe in the cancellation stuff at all, because the cancellation stuff has led us to all this drama, right? If people would just learn how to agree to disagree, all of this stuff, 90% of it would just go away. But that's not the times we're living in, right? That's just the way it is. So I was trying to find a better one. But yeah, you know what the problem with this, dude? I can't blow it up. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can go back in here and make it bigger. Yeah, here we go. Can you guys see it? Microsoft. So this is from Ian Miles-Strong. This dude is a yeah, he's another guy. I follow him too, man. He has some pretty out there takes as well, and he gets it from all angles. That's one of the reasons why I follow him, because sometimes when you follow people like that, you get to see a more fuller aspect. I'm not saying you have to agree with him. I'm not saying you have to say that he's look, dude. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, man, I'm trying to get as much information as possible. Then I take it upon myself to distill stuff for myself, and I think everybody should do that a little bit more. Number one, look, dude, maybe you don't trust your own judgment and stuff like that, but it's good training for you. Because this is how you got to get away from how the media is. That's the only way you can do it, dude. You have to challenge yourself. It's just like going to the gym, man. Like if you wanna curl 135 pounds on an Olympic straight bar, dude, you're gonna have to do the little things, the little work that you have to do to get to that level, man. And that would include working on your forearms, actually working on your triceps, actually working on some of your shoulder work, a little bit of your back, right? You're gonna have to do pyramiding. You have to do a lot of different things to get to that level, right? So, like anything else, man, especially when it's intellectual, you got to challenge yourself on that level as well. So this is one of the stuff that I talked about yesterday. So this guy, Ian Miles Chung, put this out. Microsoft Gaming Division excluding whites from being hired to work on their video games. All of their new hires are unqualified queer and black people because the company's executives have an explicit mandate against crusty old white dudes. Now this is true. The dude who is working on a Valve right now, he's actually in the video. That he talked about this directly. He's saying like, look, dude, he did it on his like Blue Sky account. I don't have an account there, but everybody's posted all the information, got all the receipts. They showed it. Where this guy is letting people of color know, look, if you wanna, that they'll put you like you have a place for yourself here, like and which is fine, dude. Like you can do stuff like that. You can look for particular things. What you don't do is you don't exclude people, which he did there, right? Which he talks about, like if you like, because he says something like, "I'm tired of dealing with old white people." You know, his words, not mine. And so this is what this dude is sharing. And then this is the kicker, man, because Elon Musk, dude. If you guys don't know, dude, he's like tuned into this stuff. And then what he did, he's like, this is what I said yesterday, dude. He actually um, addressed this to Satya Nadella. And I don't know how, I don't, and see, this is why I'm talking about this stuff, man, because I don't want it to go, dude, they're going to have to, look, they're going to have to nip this thing in the bud, bro. They're just going to have to. Microsoft is. Right? Because I understand, dude, because we talk about it on this channel, dude. Microsoft's a big company. There's stuff that they do that we don't like. Like I don't believe in them sharing games with other consoles or with PlayStation, right? I've made my feelings known about that, but it is what it is. They're gonna do it, and the reason why they can do that is because they have a different perspective, but they also have a lot of money, right? This is one of the things when you support their brand and now Xbox is being backed by Microsoft, which is a huge corporation, right? So it comes with good, but it also comes with some of the bad, some stuff you're not gonna like that they do. Okay, just putting it out there. But in this kind of cases, right, when you do stuff like this is a corporate level thing, dude. They could get sued for this kind of stuff, and that's one thing that for all of us, man, that participate in their ecosystem. Dude, this bothers me on this level, dude, because I have a lot invested into Microsoft ecosystem, dude, and I can't be having because of one employee. Look, I understand you have your right to do all this kind of stuff or whatever, or you have your right to your opinion, but right now you're doing it, and it's dragging in. It's affecting. It's going to affect your work. It's going to affect your game, which ultimately could affect the company, which ultimately is going to affect me as a consumer. Anti-white. Did not hear about this. Well, yeah, dude. So people, the thing with woke stuff now, right, is it's become like this thing now where there's a backlash. So people are doing they're doing the deep dive, man. They're doing the digging. And a lot of these guys are good at this, dude. And it's not hard when a lot of people put their stuff out there. We talked about social media yesterday, dude, and that's one a big problem. People don't realize that because they feel like they have the right to say anything. Yeah, you can say whatever you want to, but sometimes when you say whatever you want to, there's going to be consequences to this stuff, right? So people are just putting their business all out there on the internet. That's what I said yesterday, man. It's easy to kind of determine what a person thinks, who they are, how old they are. I mean, I can tell just by some of the stuff they post. So if you have people that are doing it for nefarious reasons, or people that are digging into it now, right? Because this is not what they want to see in their gaming, and they're becoming, digital detectives. But again, which isn't hard because these people have no qualms about this. This dude put it all out there. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't know what he is. I don't know who he is. But what happened was they also did the deep dive, right? So people can actually see who he is based on that alone, because everybody's sharing that. It's like, yeah, it's this dude. This is his name. Microsoft just did a deep dive on about. He's the guy that speaks during this part of the video, and people are doing that. They're going to it. They're looking at it. So they're putting the face with the name. Google Post says it's already over. Avowed is made by college grads who went through the woke brigade. It's a whole gen of devs. Yeah, yeah. That's not just in gaming, Google. That's in Hollywood, right? This is why a lot of these businesses are losing money, right? But at some point in time, look, I understand this too, man. I mean, at some point in time, you have to pass the torch on to these guys. But the flip side of that, dude, is there's the other generation coming up that are anti woke, right? That are anti woke, that don't like this stuff, right? That's the people that are coming up now. Which is, if you look at history and generationally, that's how it is, man. It's usually the generation that's coming up that doesn't agree with the generation before them. That's how it usually works. Personally don't, and I personally don't care, but it's tiresome. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to care either. I'll be honest with you, I don't. But if if they don't correct this, dude, this could be bad. Dude, look, I love Game Pass. I like the fact that Microsoft owns studios. I like the fact that Microsoft gives these guys a certain type of, um, freedom to create the stuff that they want to create. Like for me, when you have a game like Dustborn, which look, the premise to it is interesting to me, but because there's so much wokeness in it, I probably won't enjoy the game. So I'll just step away from it, right? Um, and again, I look at Microsoft's track record at the stuff that they create. To me, they create a lot of different stuff for a lot of different people. Because at the end of the day, that's their tagline, right? To do that kind of stuff. But they're really gonna have to start looking at this a little bit more closely. But again, they also have a lot of money. I mean, we use that. I mean, I talk about that all the time, dude. It serves them. It serves them in a lot of different ways, dude. When you're trading down the company, a lot of the hate that they get, a lot of the blowback that they get unnecessarily, because people want to just see them gone. Now that Microsoft supports them, they have that back on the they have the backing of that $1 trillion company. Um, that also can work on the flip side. I haven't been on Twitter much. My job sucks. They don't want us on the internet. Yeah, dude, that's how a lot of jobs are getting. You're not the only one. Trust me. My job that I have, I mean, it's for security reasons as well, but they just triple down on it as well. And it doesn't matter to me, dude. I have a lot of stuff to keep me busy. Right. And then you have your phone, so you just look at my phone. I just touch base with it because see my kids message me, man, see what's going on, just real fast. Then lunchtime I catch up with stuff. But the job I have now, dude, is pretty. I'm not saying it's intense, but especially with everything going on now with budgeting and stuff like that, dude, it's all encompassing, which I do like, dude. When I was younger and I graduated, man, I thought about it. I might want to be an accountant. I didn't go that route though. Google Post says almost all RPGs are made by very progressive politics. Yeah, and even back in the day when I was growing up, looking back at it, you can tell like if a person they're political, but it's gotten out of control, right? At the end of the day, it's fantasy. Again, I like to talk about escapism on this channel and world building, and that's what a lot of people have a problem with this stuff, dude. Like when you put this stuff in there, it takes you out of the world. That's the biggest problem I have with this, right? Especially now because they're so hands on. They're so in your face with it, dude. It makes absolutely no sense. Like years ago when they talked to Lord of the Rings, man, and then they were saying about the orcs. It's bad to make the orcs the bad guys because it's racism. And I'm like, dude, how did you even come to that conclusion? Fortunately, I answered the question, and they were more than happy to answer it. And it was absolutely stupid, right? Because it's not about. It has nothing to do with modernity, dude. It's all about good versus evil. That's the whole premise of Lord of the Rings. It's just good versus evil, right? There's evil people and there's good people, right? And it's with that struggle and how people react in that struggle that makes the story as good as it is. And that's been the way it's been for eternity. But then again, in a lot of this, there's been shades of gray where people do a good job, but at the end of the day, regardless of what you do, right, it has to be entertaining. It just has to be, dude, and that's what people are pushing back on now. And which is made a lot more easier for people because they don't have the money, so they're like, oh yeah, good, this thing's woke, I'm not gonna buy it. Now they might know what that even entails, but all they know is that's a good reason for them not to. That's a reason for them not to buy something. Google Post says, I'm looking at screenshots of Avowed. It looks very good. Yeah, dude, it looks awesome. Again, dude, we got it in Game Pass. You can play it, right? And again, it could be something like Starfield. Starfield did the pronoun thing, and it didn't allow you to change your pronouns, which I did not like. But then you play the game, and it has really nothing to do with the game as a whole. Even though that bothered me in the beginning, I think you should, if you want to be inclusive, like Microsoft wants you to be, then you should give people that don't want to, they don't believe in pronouns to choose not to put it there. But it looks like what they're doing, they're just not giving you an option, and they need to give you the option. Again, you believe in gaming for all people. Well, all people do not like pronouns. I'm one of them. I don't like that stuff at all. Google, hey, all I know is Grums is a boy. Yeah, dude, he has some. That dude has some. Trust me, man. I've commented in his section. I don't agree with everything he says. What I try and do on my Twitter though is like to keep abreast of everything. I try and keep, he's in the pop culture. He's in the pop culture. He's in that pool, man. So I can't ignore him. Just like I can't ignore Paul Tassi, even though I don't like what he says. Now I will make my feelings known, and then I'll filter it myself. So I would rather have the ability to do that myself, so that I can come to my own conclusions, follow my own self, and then regulate my own self. I don't want to be regulated by some corporation. I'll regulate myself. Right? I understand what my biases is. I understand what my politics is. I understand how I feel religiously, spiritually. Right? I understand that, especially as a Christian. Right? I know where all that stuff is. So I try and, even when I'm filtering stuff, I keep that in the back of my mind. What I don't like is when corporations who don't know what's going on try and do that to me. So I'm like, no, I won't do that. Yeah. I believe he was didn't he work on the original World of Warcraft though? I think that's what his background is. Like Ian Miles Chong, dude, I've been following him for the longest time. Then he got real political, man, and he even upset people on his side of the aisle. But anyway, at the end of the day, dude, I know who I am and I know what I believe, and that's how I move forward. He said that dude's a weirdo. Vontae, I just got back. What is the whole issue with Evolve? Is the pronouns thing that big of a deal? I hope not, Vontae. I hope not. But what's happening is it's becoming a thing, and then the guy's reacting to it, and he's not reacting very well. At the end of the day, man, it's like if you work for a company, you should keep that in mind, dude. I grew up with the idiom of the customer is always right, and I was taught that on my very first job. I worked at a grocery store, and they put a premium on customer service, right? And rightfully so, man, because it was the customer service that was that one X factor that a lot of people came to that company, that came to that grocery store that I worked at. It was a chain in Florida, and then they expanded off of that, dude. And that's what they were known for the longest time. And people told me that, dude. We give them customer service, like we take their groceries out for them, and like you didn't have to tip us. The company was very adamant about that because that's part of your job. You do that. And it was a great job. I worked with great people. One of the things I loved about working there was a lot of the people that was in management came from the ground up. So the job I started at, they all did it. So like whatever they told you to do or however things were done, they knew. And you respected them because they came up that way as well. Right. And the first time, dude, I had my first Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is the busiest day for most grocery stores. And dude, we got hit, dude. That's the first time. I think we had like 20 registers. And it was a medium-sized store, dude. We had about 20 registers, 2 of which were used for training, but we even opened those registers up, and we were just getting swarmed. And everybody that worked at that store was on hands, dude. You had a full-time stock crew that worked during the day. They mostly worked at night. You had the part-time stock guys that was there. Bakery was full. Meat department was full. Deli was full. They had the 2 guys that worked at dairy. They were working that day. And every single bag boy, every single cashier, everybody was working. And it was so busy, dude, that the managers, this is how I found out about the managers. The managers came out from the back, right? The cashiers from the front were ringing up people. And then the managers who worked in the back office, dude, they all came out in their shirt and ties, their dress pants, dress shoes, and they got on the line, dude, and we was busting, dude. And I was like, dude, that's awesome. And they were faster than, dude, I was pretty fast, dude. I was a pretty fast bagger. Dude, in fact, there's this one cashier. She was like the fastest bagger. She was the fastest cashier, man. She'd scan like 200 something items a minute. She was super fast. but she used to work in the back office, but she was working on the register. So every time she'd come out, if she had to come out and help, she'd just come by me and she'd grab me and pull me. She'd always grab me and pull me to her register, and then tell me to, and then I would bag for her because I would bag fast and I would bag right. Like I've had people tell me, like they would tell the manager, "Hey, that bagger, he's good." Like my bread wasn't smashed, my bananas weren't smashed, right? I didn't have like you don't mix the food with the cleaning supplies, right? And that's a credit to Publix because they that's the company I work for, and that's a credit to them at that time because they put a lot of emphasis on the training. So when I hit the ground running, and then plus I work with a lot of older people that were working there, and they showed me the ropes. But man, I remember Thanksgiving, Vontae, man, these guys would come out, and they were the dude. I knew why they were managers, and you could see their work ethic was untouchable. And then sometimes I worked stock with them, dude, and they grew up, they came up the whole way. So, but yeah, dude, but the customer is always right, dude, and these companies need to get back to that. Just like how we talk about Square Enix, man, how some of these companies just choose to support one console over the other, which I'm fine with, dude. That's their choice, man. I don't care, dude. But again, like I said all the time, dude, if you're not on Xbox, I'm not buying your stuff. And they begin to realize that, right? And that's why they're getting more multi-console, which makes sense, right? You sell to more people, you're going to make more money, more profit, right? More people have access to your stuff. Right? And that just makes sense to me. The whole thing with, you're over here talking about people because I tried to find the thing, I couldn't find it on X, but this dude basically said, like, because of the election, a lot of these people have TDS, man, Trump derangement syndrome. So they're not happy about the election. They're all up in their feelings. And this dude's like, yeah, I don't want Trump people to buy my video game. You don't say that, dude. Right? Like if Kamala won and then I made a game, I was like, well, I don't want Kamala people to buy my game. I would never say that. I don't care who you voted for, dude. I'm trying to sell a product. You voted left, you voted right. Here's my game. That's how I am. Here's my product, dude. Oh, you like Kamala? Oh, that's awesome, bro. Here. Oh, you like Trump? Oh, that's awesome. Here. Right. And now there's consequences for this stuff, and it's coming back. Me personally, I don't mind it unless it's a big part of the story narrative. Yeah, Vontae, and again, dude, one of the things I'm saying on a lot of these guys' channel is, look, we don't know. Look, dude, I'm an Xbox shell, right? So, so I'll say on the comments of people, I'll be like, well, we don't know per se, but you know what you could do? You could get Game Pass. You can get Game Pass so that you don't have to buy it. You can try it, dude. Whatever I can do to promote it, dude. Look, dude, I'm Xbox all that, dude. I'll put myself out there. I don't care. But yeah, dude. I mean, a lot of times this stuff can ruin the story because it's too heavy-handed, man, and it takes a lot of people under why they buy. Some people just buy your game because they want to play certain thing, like Call of Duty, man. They have a person in there. I guess they're transgender. I don't know. But somebody pointed it out, man, because it was in the bio of the character. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't go that deep. I like the single player a lot with Black Ops, dude. I like a lot of the modes they have with this one. But at the end of the day, man, I'm just playing COD, just trying to get my kill death ratio better, which will never happen. I'll never be like T. I'll never be like T Reaper, dude. Just being honest. I saw people making fun of the females in Avowed, but most Western PC RPGs have done the gritty, non-based females for over a decade now. I'd also Gogo. I like to tell people to keep in mind that it's just the art style. That might be just the art that they choose. Now, some of it is, dude, you can tell from the jump, dude, the way that they're doing it. And of course, it doesn't help that when they show the picture of the people working on the game, that there's actually, it's like they're putting themselves in the game because that's what they know, that's what they want to see. But I gotta remind people all the time, dude, this is writing 101, dude. Remember, when you write stuff, you're not writing it for yourself, you're writing for an audience. And that's what a lot of these people are forgetting. Now, you can do whatever they want to, man, but don't come crying to me, dude, when this is a problem for people and they don't buy your stuff. And then your studio doesn't make the grade, and they got shut down. And they get shut down. This is probably something I think Phil, Sarah, and Matt needs to look at. I think this is what the main problem was when it came to. This is my personal opinion, guys. Take it and leave it. I think this was the main problem when it came to all the stuff that was going on, what we heard before. I don't think it had anything to do with the money aspect. When they was talking about the civil war within Xbox. And between Xbox and Microsoft and how everybody was talking about that. And the reason I never believed that, because if it was a money thing, they would have stopped. They never did anything else with the studio. They closed down a couple studios, right? But then all the other studios are still moving full speed ahead. And I think what they actually were talking to Phil's team about is because every company's looking at it, dude. Disney will look, dude, except for Disney, man. I don't know what it's gonna take, dude. They're gonna go bankrupt, and Disney's gonna fail, and that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna drive that thing into the ground until it's dead and buried. I've given up all hope with Disney. But what it looks like other companies, and I'll include this with Microsoft, dude, they're looking at the bottom line and they're like, look, dude, people don't want this stuff. Again, this is I'm speculating. This is my speculation. Take it for whatever it is. But I look at it and I'm like, dude, I think that's probably what they're talking about. Dude, it's just like, look, dude, I mean, yeah, the artists should have the right to make the art that they want to, but at the end of the day, dude, they're a business and they're owned by Microsoft, right? And if they're not going to make those numbers, dude, again, you guys know I talk about this all the time on the channel, dude. I know Microsoft. I'm not saying they're not happy with Game Pass. They just thought they would be in a little different space than where they are right now with the numbers, and that matters to them, dude. And if this drives people away, now on the flip side, I heard this one guy's commentary. I wish I knew his name. I'd give him credit if I did. And this name is in my head, but I don't think it was him, so I don't want to attribute this to the wrong guy. But he was talking in the light of, because Microsoft has so much money that they could support this and do more games like this because they can absorb it. Now, I wouldn't want to hang my hat on that, dude. At the end of the day, that's just me. But I'm not going to argue, man. He has a point. I mean, like when I first saw, they have that blue skin guy. I mean, he looks, to me, when I saw him, I was like, oh, he looks kind of generic. But then again, I don't know, dude. Then I saw actually gameplay, and I thought, wow, this actually looks pretty good. So I'm looking forward to playing it, dude. Like if it's heavily pronoun and if it's heavily woke, then I probably will just, okay, well, it's not for me. The great thing about it is that we have a bunch of other games that we can play, right? Like shoot your shot if that's the rate you want to go at. But I mean, if it costs you an audience, costs you money, people cancel. Or like I know already, man. There's people that was gonna buy the limited edition or stuff like that. They're canceling. They're showing that they canceled they're showing the receipts, man, that they canceled their game, their pre-orders. And it doesn't have to be that way. And one of the reasons why is because they're sharing what this guy is saying. He's basically telling the customers to F off, and you shouldn't be doing that. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Gogo Pol Vante saying, I even don't mind aggressive woke politics as long as it's done mature and not forced to make us feel guilty. Yeah, I mean, if it's a part of the narrative and if it's the story, that's the biggest problem I have too, Global, with a lot of this stuff. They just, it's like they're not even trying. It's just like this is me, this is who I am, this is what I want to represent. So buy it, and if you don't buy it, you're a Nazi. Yeah, okay, well, on principle alone, I won't buy your stuff, dude. That's just the way I'm being honest. Yeah, sorry guys. I wish I had this better. I should have just bookmarked that. But that's just one of the things that I saw with this, man. But I will tell you this much, dude. This stuff is steamrolling. And Microsoft needs to get ahead of it. I know they're a big corporation, man, but at the end of the day, they still need to, again, if you're going to live by your model, live it 100%. Don't half-ass this stuff, dude. Because inclusion is everybody, and that's even the people you don't agree with politically. And again, for the politics on this channel, guys, like I say, it's just the election is a foregone conclusion. I'm looking at moving ahead and what that's going to entail. Okay, so yeah, dude, I've been running for about 2 hours, man. I'm gonna call it a day. I want to try and get some Call of Duty, and I'm not gonna lie, but I wanted to do this, man, because I think it's important, man. If we're Xbox guys, be kind of just keep your finger on the pulse, and if you can, I'll do it on this channel. And I'm not saying you have to agree with me, man. I'm pretty sure everybody has a scope of opinions, man. I know a lot of people that I follow that don't care. I know some of these guys, dude. They're just gonna they're gonna go buy it because they're against the anti-woke people, right? And look, dude, it's your time, it's your money. I always say that on my channel because I'm gonna do what I want to do. You do what you want to do. That's fine with me. But anyway, man, thank you guys for being here, Vontae. Appreciate it, man. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, Global as well. Yeah, have a happy Turkey Day, brother. You too, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to go to my dad's house, dude. It'll be fire. Get to hear stories about the family that's not there that didn't show up. Like I'm pretty sure they're talking about me right now. It's like, oh, I think your brother's a Trumpy. He's a Trump. He's a Trump person. He voted for that guy. But I tell you what, dude, look, I have a lot of respect for my parents. I mean, I'm at the point where they can, dude, they've had an interesting and rough life, man. Some by choice, but some of it, man, it's just like hard knocks. They came up in that hard knock society. And especially my dad, dude, my dad, he has life experiences, man. So when he talks about certain things, dude, it's interesting to me because he tells me stories that just blows my mind a lot of times. Coco Paul says, "Hey, I don't like turkey. I prefer chicken and ham." Yeah, no worries, man. Like where I'm going, dude, we're gonna have noodles. We're gonna have fried noodles. We're gonna have patele. We're gonna have turkey tail. We're gonna have crispy pork, turkey, Kahlua pig. Nah, I don't know. We're gonna have everything. Last time we had like 10 turkeys and a couple turkeys. I don't even know what it was that they made. It was this new thing in Hawaii that people was making a turkey with a certain seasoning or something. So we had two of those. We're gonna have fried turkey, baked turkey. Um, I don't know. It's just I just show up, dude, and the food is just like I'm just choke. I don't know though. My mom was complaining about the price though, because this place is expensive. So she was saying, dude, she was like pulling out all the stops. And she's retired now, so her and my auntie them and my cousins, they were all going around like they were hitting up the shops like trying to save as much money as possible so you can get as much food, more bang for your buck, as they like to say. Y'all have a good time and be safe today. Gotta finally finish getting these groceries. Yeah, Avante, dude. Yeah, handle your business, brother. I know. I did mine the other day. I didn't have to bring anything but desserts. And my family's gonna be disappointed. I won't be able to put Cocoa Puffs, man, because that stuff was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I should have just got it the first time. But the thing about Cocoa Puffs, man, is this dessert, man. You like it better when it's fresh. I'll try and stop by on the way before I hit up my dad's house, but dude, it's not looking good. But yeah, enjoy Thanksgiving, brother. Thanks for coming in and stopping by. T man, thank you for being here as well. Anthony Chipmunk, appreciate you stopping by. Cheers to you, brother. Enjoy Thanksgiving as well. Faded Blaze, man, always good to see you. Thanks for sharing, bro. Thanks for sharing that, man. You know what? Send me videos, man. I'll dissect them a little bit more. Um, and then we can do it that way. No worries, man. I always appreciate this stuff. And again, let me know when you get that Twitter, man. We'll hook up or whatever you gotta handle it, man. But you're more than welcome on the show. But yeah, dude, we'll see how About does. Again, dude, it's backed by Microsoft, dude. And the thing I'll hang my hat on, dude, is that prior to this stuff coming out, everybody's been positive on About like big time, dude. A lot of these guys played the game early, dude. They had a lot of time to play the games. I know some of that stuff is sectioned off and stuff like that. But as far as the gameplay alone, dude, I'm expecting it to be a big deal. Now, if you play the game and it turns out to be a woke mess, then but I don't think that's what's gonna happen. And again, guys, dude, I gotta keep it 100, man, because I'm an Xbox channel, dude. And if it is that bad, dude, I'll say it, because I'm plugged into all this stuff, dude. I'm no woke. I've dealt with it for years, man. But again, I'm just gonna give you guys the down low, and then you guys decide what you want to do. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Okay, so Xbox Online channel, host Sega Forever. We out.